PuckChamp versus AS Monaco Gambit. Both of these teams are 1-3. The interesting part is these two teams probably have very different goals. AS Monaco Gambit, who have already matched up against the toughest teams in the scene already, should have kind of a bit of a downhill run to a nice, safe 4-3 score. Meanwhile, PuckChamp, they still have to match up against Na'Vi as well as AS Monaco Gambit and Winstrike, who has been looking a little bit better than them. So for them, it feels like this is a survival series more so than a let's try and contest major series.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Otherwise, those matches later on are going to be for survival, 100%. AS Monaco Gambit, yeah, they're 1-3, but they've had to play the top three. Those matches they've lost. So think that they're probably going to come in as heavy favorites, but PuckChamp, you never know. New guys on the block, new kids on the block, right?
I just think the important thing here is we have Gambit in, contention for being eliminated, right? It's the idea that the loser of the series goes 1-4, and of course, other teams will be sitting at 2-3 respectively. So it's worrying that the team like Gambit, sure you can use the argument, they've only lost to the top three teams, but it's a team that shouldn't be losing to the top three teams, right?
Pedigree, right?
Exactly,
This guy's a multiple major winner. The Gambit organization is one of the best 3 teams worldwide in Counter-Strike, and they certainly have high expectations. They're sponsored with where is AS Monaco? Are they Italian league? Serie A?
Monaco.
Monaco? That's in Switzerland, right?
I mean, they're very rich. What, where are you going with this? I'm waiting for like a punchline, Kyle.
No, there's
You're setting it up to be like, where are they? Ooh, bang! And then I'm waiting for it, and there's nothing coming, Kyle.
No.
Is that it?
Should be used to just American geography. That's the punchline.
Yeah,
I respected him too much, I guess.
AS Monaco Gambit.
I'm sorry. I respected him way too much there.
The point of all this is that AS Monaco Gambit, they should have the pedigree to be better than their record. And as it stands right now, if they hope to be able to go to the major, then Na'Vi has to drop one of those games against Unique or Extremum, which is a bit unlikely. So we go to a point where is AS Monaco Gambit, what is your motivation right now to just win out the rest of these matches and hopefully you place 4th?
Don't get eliminated. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Prove yourself. You've lost to the...
Yeah, but these are players that are not like, let's just stay in the upper division, guys.
Too late,
they want to be going to TI.
No, it's way too late.
So maybe that's the motivation is TI.
You want to stay on the roster, too. You never know what might happen.
That's true, actually.
We ask...
Good point.
It's weird that we always ask these questions in a group stage, a round robin of esport. But no one ever asks, look at the NFL, look at the NBA, look at the Premier League. Halfway through the season, half the games don't matter anymore. All the teams were eliminated. Why do they play? They play for the love of the game, the sport, for the fans, for you guys at home.
Financial gain for getting to certain positions.
Yeah.
Well, we have that here as well.
A couple grand.
$1,000, $2,000 split 5 ways. When
that's
that is a lot for some people, but for these guys, they've already been making hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Who's made hundreds of thousands?
Well, no one's made quite a bit.
He's made a lot of bank.
He's made a lot of money.
You wonder sometimes if that affects anything to do with the dynamic or someone's motivation, right? Because he's coming onto this team. Perhaps it's good for no one. He's got hungry players next to him. Meanwhile, maybe he hasn't been so worried about Eaton for some time because winning all the time.
And on the other side, PuckChamp, they are, of course, maybe the hungrier players and the hungrier team as a whole, maybe even literally, but they have been on the grind upwards. They've got a nice coach and art style and, just a team that does seem to represent the new generation of Eastern European players.
Yeah, mixed in with art style. My favorite person to play poker against, and also a coach that kind of fell off the face of the earth with the downfall of VP, but grinding back up. I don't know if he was coaching them during their run in the second division.
No, so basically in lower division, they had a really good run. They qualified, they came first, and it was during the break. That's where everything kind of came in. It was they got the bootcamp facility, they had the coaching, and they kind of elevated their infrastructure. It just hasn't really come into the game yet, and that's kind of the biggest upset because I thought they'd do a lot better, but...
Now, Kyle, you like to be able to bring up this poker anecdote about art style because you won money off of him. Would you say that his play style was fearless?
Yeah.
Something? Yeah.
He's a terrible poker player.
He just goes all in?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's not good for poker, but it could be good for the game of Dota, having no fear. And that's what our interview with Dotalive is about.
Now they're going in, maybe going to get a kill.
It's looking pretty gosh darn good, but they use the haunt. Mility's still alive. The Burrow struck going and blows into the war. This is not looking good for Palantimos as they'll find a kill and Ghosting will also fall.
Our start was very hard for us because we lost 2 matches, but we lost just only because we didn't get a lot of experience in new patch, and we just make bad drafts. And game 1 with Unique was very easy, but we lost it. But Virtus Pro is very hard enemy, so we was trying to win first game, but in second game we just try our touches and anyway lost.
Silence over onto Death Prophet. They haven't quite managed to take her down completely, but next she will go down. And there's going to be a little bit of that slow from the defusal. The roll forward, they have the spell shield up, followed up with a nice stun. The LSA coming through though.
As a team we are very confident, but Melis and Astral is very chill players. Me and Croat maybe is a bit nervous, but this is fine for us. Russian people, we don't have fear for enemies. You know, like Arstyle at the international one, he was screaming and beating in cabins the windows, so he gave us this spirit.
And we could see that in some of PuckChamp's play anyway, though it has a little disappointing. New team, new patch, an opportunity for upsets, and then they immediately lose to Unique, and that kind of sets like the whole precedent. It's like, okay, this isn't a team necessarily. It's going to be punching at majors because you can't afford to lose to one of those teams if you hope to do so.
This is just the unforgiving nature of Eastern Europe, though. Arguably the deepest region. You look at these Division 2 matches, it's tough to say there's a big difference between the bottom of D1 and anybody in D2. You know, you got Solo getting kicked out the DPC with his stack. A lot of top-tier players populating the rest of it. We saw Resolution.
Hellraiser's going to be on the way up soon. Yeah,
it's like Namiga as well, like a team that's been online a lot, and now they're finally having a good showing as well. But yeah, Eastern Europe is very scary. If you're not in that top 3, getting to that kind of 4th position, there's like eight teams that can fill that role.
All right, fair enough. And that's going to be a battle for maybe the being able to stay in the upper division. We can take a look at the standings and see where exactly everybody does fall. 1 and 3 is both of these 2 scores. And you could see Extremum 0 and 4 very likely on their way out, though we could have a tiebreaker situation. But either way, it's the big question is who's going to be that second team that gets knocked down to that killer lower division? Who is going to be replaced by some of the teams we talked about, like Hellraisers and Namiga. And that does go into something, Robson, that you've been talking about, where you're saying, like, as the seasons continue, this upper division is just going to get more and more killer. There's not going to be that obvious, like, oh, these guys are probably bottom 2, these guys are probably top 2. It's going to just get more and more competitive.
If anything, it's gotten more competitive already. I'd say Winstrike and PuckChamp look miles better in this league than the teams they replaced, Empire and...
No techies.
My man. No
I was trying to see if Kyle was like looking at me for like, I don't know the answer, you tell me, or if it was actually a question. It's fine.
Hey, it's funny because you just mentioned no techies.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I was pausing.
Just making him look good.
Beautiful stuff. But no, back to
your
point. I think that's why Gambit will be kicking themselves a lot. A team that should be in the top 3 has failed quite miserably this season, putting it bluntly. And because all the other teams are so close, when you get to that 1-slot qualifier that they're most likely going to have to play for, they're going to have to play against Hellraisers, the Namigas of the world, and all these teams that are so close, and it's going to be rough. Possibly Na'Vi, exactly, yeah. So being in this contention, the fact we're talking about this team being a survival team for upper division, that is, it's not a good position to be in.
All right, well, who's going to be filling out the middle of the pack between PuckChamp and AS Monaco Gambit? We'll get our answer right after the break. theorize and hypothesize all about who is actually going to be looking good, who's got the momentum, mentality-wise, all that jazz. But ultimately, a lot of these games come down to the strategy that has been come up with beforehand and what is actually picked in the draft. Unfortunately, that's where our experts analysis comes in particular handy, because we get to talk about heroes.
That's us, Kyle.
That's you guys.
Nice.
I mean, Fogged is over here, but I would throw to him if I could.
Well, in about
So I
15
already looked
minutes,
at his
you'll get him.
notes. Huh?
Oh, you guys had the two different punchlines there at the same time.
No, I like
What?
that. Though. No, it's fine. This is our duo. You know, we're hitting you with 2 jokes. One's gonna stick, hopefully. If neither, then oh well.
That's the key. Not quality, but quantity.
Exactly.
You talk long enough, eventually something you say is
Many
worth
words
clipping.
being said. You don't understand any of them, but it's fine.
Speaking
Sounds
of
like
not
a good show.
understanding,
Okay, so you want to just start throwing out heroes that you think will be
Ios.
banned or Puck?
Enchantress.
Okay.
Wait, we actually started doing that. I
Enchantress.
legit, real answer, Io. Gambit,
Okay.
the only time they've looked good is with an Io in the draft. In their first ever series against VP and the last series that they just played. And that alone is worrying. Because
didn't they pick 3 games of IO against VP?
Yes,
yeah,
they
exactly.
did.
It was like,
They
yeah.
won 1 of them.
Yeah.
That's good. I guess so.
I
One
mean,
out of
against VP, yes.
The 3 games they've won
As
so
opposed
far.
to going 0-2 against Spirit and 0-2 against Navi.
Yeah.
True.
Better than other ones.
But what, Axter? Carl? Of
It's
course.
also
he does
one of the
all right.
few teams to take a game off of Virtus Pro, but
True.
That's true.
Kind of weird. Are they the only team to take game off Virtus Pro?
I can step 1 step closer, click this button, and go, yes. And then step back.
I knew that already.
And I just found
good
out.
to know.
Or reminded myself. Notes
Glad
are
you
very
clarified.
helpful, guys.
you know,
it's
there's
all
somebody new to the broadcast who's never experienced Kyle before, and they're like,
yeah.
man, this guy, he really knows his stuff. If they're just like totally, completely obtuse, they're like, man, Kyle really knows everything. He's like the anchor expert who, you know,
Yeah.
some question can go to Robson, you know
There's
that Kyle
still-
knows it no matter what.
Yeah,
but
like,
There's still a few things I'm not really that well versed in. Like I'm trying to figure out dark matter. Still doesn't make any sense to me. But
Or
I think
what a
I'm close to
nullifier
a
does.
breakthrough. I know that
similar concepts.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it used to mute. We were talking about this the other day. Now, of course, it just provides that auto dispel recurring, much like a Shadow Demon Purge. But of course, the Shadow Demon Purge with an Aghanims would also break.
Beautiful stuff.
Can't upgrade to
How
Nullifier
mechanically
too.
speaking, how does that work against Force Staff? Like I know
Oh,
you don't go anywhere with Force Staff, but why?
Okay, yeah. Can we get the camera back to us? Is that
okay.
a thing?
Why?
Dota's a game of like feel, right? Maybe is the camera gonna? Okay,
We're drafting.
I know, but if the camera comes back to us, I can then show you the 4 stuff situation. It's a lot easier visually. Hi.
There it is.
All right. So basically,
Okay, I'll force you.
okay, yeah, go.
Ready?
This is without, yeah, and then this is with.
That's 500
I'm
units.
yeah, mate. Please, real life. All right. That's basically with
The Nullifier.
Yeah. That's it.
Interesting.
Okay, but
removes
why
the
does
perk.
Purge do that exactly?
Because Force Staff. No, it's because Force
That's the
Staff.
part I don't get.
No. It's because Force Staff is
Demonstrations
a
cap.
state, okay? Think of it as like you're doing the cha-cha slide, right?
Oh, okay.
In the
so you're
slide.
mid-slide, that's a
Exact-
state,
Yes.
and then I've been purged. Oh,
Exactly.
Okay.
Stop.
And then the
See?
slide stops.
And then
There you go.
Just,
So
now
it's
you're-
like if you were to
okay.
do like one hop this. No, just stop. Please put it back in the game. Leave me alone.
Yeah, we can go back now.
Enchantress Storm, very good. Love the Storm. Was banned out a bunch in the last series. One of the best heroes in this region. Consistently very good at hunting the AA as well. And very high base armor against a hero like Slarder. It's quite nice. Natural Shiva's Buyer.
Yeah, the question for PuckChamp is going to be this Enchantress. We've seen it run 5 from them before, and other teams like playing it 4.
Yeah.
Cap, you got a funny face here.
Sorry, tangent here. Does Shadow Demon's Purge stop you with the continue? That doesn't stop you from force staffing.
I'm talking about the Nullifier.
Yeah, so why does Nullifier do it? If it constantly purges you, that's what Shadow Demon's Purge does. Why did
Oh, we found some. Oh no!
inconsistency in Dota mechanics? Not in my video game, anyway. Sorry.
I like how you had a
today's draft
flashback. You looked at me in such a worrying face. I was like, oh, did I say something wrong about
I'm so
Enchantress?
happy, by the way, on the desk when something like that's discovered, you're like, wow, I didn't know that. That's cool. Whereas if you're playing, happens in a match. Like, I didn't realize that would happen. I'm dead now. This is bullshit.
I still think the
Ice
funniest
Frog.
thing ever was when status resistance became a real thing at the DreamLeague major
Oh,
last
God.
year.
Everyone missing their
Yeah,
stunts.
but we had it was Chaos. We had Omni Knight Razor combo, SMY, Omni Knight buffing it up, and in the green room we had EG, Arteezy going, "What's happening? This Razor's just not getting stunned." And then like Crit was like, "Yeah, buddy, it's with status resistance," and it's just funny just seeing that
Like
level
a
of
Mean
pro.
Girls moment.
Yeah, like oh, and then the rest of the tournament was about it. But yeah, it was very funny.
There's too much to know. That's the thing. Each region has their own distinct flavor on what Dota should be. I think it's part of the reason the major was so exciting, because it's just all this knowledge combining, and certain things were more broken than people surmised and other things weren't, and some teams won, some teams lost.
And I like this kind of 1-2 punch from Gambit here with the Slardar and Leshrac. You know, Leshrac naturally is a squishier hero. Of course, he can itemize for it, but then you quickly give him a free Aegis, and you know it's a completely different game. He's able to run in, blow everything up, and then if he does die, whatever, you got second life. So I don't mind that aggression. And
it also pressures the tower when Storm Spirit's doing his way to jungle thing,
rotations,
right?
exactly, yeah. I kind of like the fact that the patch has gravitated more towards mid lanes being picked early. I think it opens up for more interesting support picks, more interesting just kind of laning combos, where before it was like, how can you hide your mid lane as long as possible? And that started drafting, it just kind of felt a bit empty. It's like whoever had last pick, have the better matchup. So yeah, I enjoy how kind of the water runes and the general kind of play has opened up drafting. Oh, we got CDSD.
Yeah, it's a good hero. Really annoying to play against as Slardar. And just having save in general, I think, is really good against what looks like a pretty stacked initiation combo. Nobody wants to get 100 to 0'd, although it can be deceptive if you disrupt somebody with Lesh stun still open. It's just a setup for the enemy.
How many of them do you think are going to happen?
At least 2.
2. Okay, car prediction there, 2. I'll go just 1. Just 1 mistake this game.
Cool.
All right, so the Purge really effective against Leshrac because he can't Yules himself, right, to kind of save himself. So, but you still need more threat to put on him, right? You need a way to force him to feel like, oh God, I need to be able to self-Yules to stay alive. And do they have that yet?
Well, I think the main thing from PuckChamp is they have a way to deal with that overwhelming pressure that Gambit applied to one hero. When you have heroes like Slardar, like Leshrac, it's all very kind of single target, will blow you up. They even, you know, they triple down on this with the Mirana as well.
Yeah.
Whoever they go on, if there is a disruption, if SD isn't kind of found in the fight, PuckChamp will have the ability to completely turn it around. So yeah, I like the fact that SD is picked on PuckChamp, but yeah, Gambit all-inning on it is very interesting.
LLC, perhaps? Like...
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Any
another
purge,
save? Can
any
you
cleanse.
get a Omni Knight or a Legion Commander?
You could offlane a Baden as well.
I wouldn't do that into AA though.
Me neither.
You just, okay. So you're just hoping PuckChamp fail, suggesting these bad heroes.
That is a
Oh, wow.
bold pick. Extra illusions, I guess, with the SD. It's
It's not
proven,
too bad.
I think, stronger than people expected with the Manta build. I think we'll see that again here. Very nice, actually. The Manta build's pretty cool against Slardar.
It's nice when you have a setup stun for Axe when he doesn't go the Blink Dagger Rush, right?
Yeah, I just like the idea of the Manta Rush for the fact that you can, as soon as you get it, you occupy the enemy jungle so easily, and you're skipping waves. And a key thing from the previous cast was, how do you ever smoke when you have these Mantas running down your lanes? You have no inbuilt Hex into your draft, so you can't quickly clear it and move. And now it's like you have to kill this illusion, kill the creep wave, then smoke. It makes every single move feel like plus 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it always gives you first mover advantage as the team with the Axe. Information is the unspoken of currency in games of Dota 2, along with golden experience, and you can't really ever see it. I wish teams gave more access to their voice comms, because it'd be really cool just to be able to highlight moments where a ward advantage or a little bit of vision, somebody showing incorrectly.
That's true.
I remember just multiple coaches focusing specifically on showing in lanes when it was unnecessary and how that was a bad habit that needed to be remedied. But there's no real way to like point that out easily when you're observing all games from the spectator POV with no fog.
Exactly, yeah. If you compare both lineups so far, I'd say that Gambit, their ability to group up and play together is much easier. I think PuckChamp, they need a little bit more time to come online, and I think that's where Leshrac will be able to unlock this draft a bit if you can apply that early pressure. And for PuckChamp, there's a lot of emphasis on how much stacking can you do in the jungle, accelerate Axe's farm quickly enough, or the Storm's farm, to get to the point where you can start running at them, because they're not the ones making moves right now. It's kind of annoyance of laning phase, but then it's the quick retreat into farming patterns, and it's that window Gambit can look to exploit.
Limited bans remaining, all focused on the carries, which both teams have. I can't believe they didn't ban Void. You have Axe Shadow Demons, so I suppose you're somewhat safe in that regard, but I think it's Monaco Gambit. They need setup. That's it.
Yeah, they need a hero to realistically be able to tank some damage, survive, and then continue the fight. So yeah, Void doesn't sound too bad.
It's not a perfect matchup. It just synergizes so well with the lineup they have so far.
PuckChamp has to pick first though, so that's where they need to decide what they're doing. And they go for a Spectre, which is actually a soft cover to the Void, because of course in terms of the matchup, Spectre against Void into the late game, you always kind of locate him, fight him, kills the backlines.
It's the EG special, Storm Spectre. Ult for vision, Storm gets perfect jump. AA suddenly just let out a groan, because this game...
But it takes time.
You're going to feed.
Storm Spectre, it's really good, but you need to have Storm having a good lane, getting early kills to bridge the gap of Spectre needing to farm.
Yep.
And then when you hit that kind of honeymoon period of like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, that's when this draft's scary. And when Gambit has the death ball style of early Roshan with Slardar, tower taken with Leshrac, pick off with AA Mirana, that's where they can easily exploit the amount of space it needs, the amount of jungle access PuckChamp needs.
And you can't really pick a break mechanism now, as Viper doesn't really work with your lineup. PA is gone. What else is there?
Not very much, it seems.
Lifesteal is still available. Just go for more of a casual 1-2 punch of Slardar plus life to the bomb.
Yeah. No,
Oh, there it is.
It's like just the best pick available. There really wasn't anything else that stood out. You're right, and that Void becomes really spooky once you have so much counter initiation.
You align yourself to their tempo, right?
Exactly.
You allow Spectre to have the game. And Lifesteal doesn't really apply pressure, but at least when he gets armlet, he can easily just join the fight, and he's going to be happy.
I like it because you also can immediately turn gold into advantage. Void needs a lot more items to start using them efficiently. Lifestealer, everything he picks up is going to be impactful, whether it's an armlet, the S&Y build after, or a Deso, an Echo Saber, what have you. He will be the strongest hero on map all game until PuckChamp can pull out, I don't know, rabbit out of a hat, because right now their draft lacks a hell of a lot of damage.
Really good synergy with his own cores, right? They've got Slardar, Corrosive Haze. They also have, in a way, a save for the Leshrac. Buff him up with the Infest. It's always a nice feel. Deal with the aggro of Axe, Shadow Demon. I mean, that lane sounds like it would be scary, unless you're something like Lifestealer. You know?
I think the annoying thing about that lane will be Lifestealer can play that lane, but when Axe can't lane anymore, and he tries to go behind tower, if that goes wrong as well to a rotation, there should be stacks to fall back on. So I want to see Gambit also look towards invading that jungle. So if they beat Axe in lane, then take away his jungle, he'll have no game, and he's the key piece of the puzzle to unlock the Storm +1 mid game. So if Gambit shut that down, there should be quite an easy kind of ball to roll with and momentum on their side.
And PuckChamp, how do they win this game, Kyle?
Time. They need a lot of time. Storm's got to go off. AA's got to have a miserable time, and they have to somehow find a way to take towers. But T-Gup's point, just cut waves, get late, take the game.
All right, well, this is a matchup that either keeps them in the upper division or potentially closes out their chances to go to the major. AS Monaco Gambit versus PuckChamp starts now with Odie Pixel and Fogged.
Absolutely, a very important series here as we get ourselves ready for Game 1. Fogged, what do you make of the drafts here? Did you sort of agree with the sentiment at the panel? Do you see anything that they don't see from what we've had shown to us?
Man, I really like Gambit's draft. AS Monaco Gambit's draft does look like it ticks all the boxes. I was a little worried because of the early laning phase, perhaps, because of Enchantress and Shadow Demon with Axe. It is very strong what you can do, but I think that's why they pick up a hero like Mirana. You arrow the big creep. You don't even have to block it as much anymore. You can actually let the Enchantress take it some of the times, and you arrow and just farm it. So I think that's a pretty solid solution that can come out. Yeah, I think it's gonna be some greedy style really coming out from PuckChamp. They have to get it to the later stages, and I'm a bit worried because there is this Leshrac who can force the buildings, force the objectives so hard in this game.
Sure, but if they do get to the late stages, if we're seeing sort of like a 50-minute game here, they are going to feel pretty good, right, with the Spectre Storm against the Lifestealer Leshrac in those super late phases.
Yeah, and those super squishy backline supports, right? Mirana and AA, very limited ways for them to protect themselves if they do get jumped on. And they're, if they do end up missing a couple of these stuns, we could also see the Storm just pop off, right? Desperate. He's into a couple telegraphed stuns himself. This Leshrac stun, the Slardar stun, the Mirana arrow. He can see most of them coming. When Yules come, that's probably going to be his biggest scare when they do have one or two of those picked up on either the Mirana or the Lesh. But yeah, I could definitely see Desperate do some big moves if he does get out of control.
Yeah, and he's of course got the save. Astral's going to be able to back him up with the disruption. So time can be brought to break him out of any stun combo that he gets caught in.
And this is an annoying lane for sure. The disruption, 11-second illusions, Battle Hunger always going to be helping to zone out. So I think this bottom lane could definitely pop off here a bit. And I do love Shadow Demon. Eyes on Astral, too, this game. Watching how many stacks he's able to acquire, as we saw with Na'Vi last game. Get those stacks of plenty for your Axe. And yeah, let's see how top goes. Immersion versus Ducalis. You see how he did not block the camps. Maybe still does the walk over and body block them himself, but we'll have options.
Yeah, I mean, can the Spectre farm very easily up here? Or is the Slardar able to put pressure onto the Spectre early?
Slardar puts a lot of pressure onto these melee heroes, yeah. At least you will have that dispersion leveled up. I see sometimes even like dispersion, I mean, this is more Envy style, but you skill at like level 1, so you never actually care about the harassment that comes out. Not as much. Maybe Enchantress with the heal, because you did see Ducalis skills that immediately. That tells me that they're worried about it being a bit too strong of a pressure lane. No enchant, no impetus. That's usually the approach you see from these Enchantresses, so he's just going to be healing Spectre. Camp is open, Immersion, arrows the Centaur before it's even taken over, so it won't be an opportunity for Ducalis to get that big creep.
I mean, you say, yeah, definitely a little bit tricky for Ducalis to do too much here other than try and keep the Spectre healed up.
Yeah, let's see how this mid matchup ends up going to. No one actually missing one of his first stuns here, levels it up to level 2, tries to go for the slow and the stun, whiffs it here, but this should be a pretty favorable matchup for No one, as long as he doesn't tank 1, 2, 3. Okay, a little bit, couple of tower hits there.
Ah, it's fine. He's got the
okay.
bottle coming soon.
He's already got it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, it was just the storms that was about to come out.
Yeah, he rushed it very early, and he's putting the pressure. This is not an easy lane for a Storm Spirit. He's gonna just have to rely on backing up and farming jungle, which, like I said, stacks. Gotta watch the Shadow Demon. As Astral, he is just messing with Seneko right now, body blocking the pull. We do see Seneko does block the hard camp himself with the Sentry. Oof, yeah, Desperate already having to go to at least this first small camp here, maybe missing a couple CS in the lane.
Two-legged abomination.
And No one gets both runes because of that.
Yeah, fully healed on the health and the mana. Thanks to being able to refuel off the back of those two.
Do get a pull off up top. Ducalis was able to set this one up, but that does mean that the lane is going to push into the Slardar's favor, so Krilat, lane might start getting a little hard. As Afterlife rushes the boots too. Look at this. He's just chasing him down for the bash. Got him. This is going to push out very hard here on the side of PuckChamp, sorry. So yeah, Krilat's farm, it might get a little bit harder here now that this lane will push forward here, if they do meet it in between.
Immersion. Getting Ducalis pretty low, but with these heals, it's always going to be difficult for the Marauder to trade
And a
with
big
Ducalis. Yeah, taking a lot of damage on the way out.
Has the salve though. So it looks like, yeah, 2 lanes will be pretty nice for AS Monaco Gambit, while the bottom lane will be very good for PuckChamp. Dream not falling behind though himself either. He's not getting pressure too much from it there. It's just going to be a free farm on the Axe.
Yeah, not too much that Seneco's really able to do. Aggressively here as Melez just continues to pull and farm as he wishes.
Mid lane's so weird now. Whenever I do see like some of these matchups where it's a little hard, like say for the Storm, just has to just go to jungle. He misses the whole wave. He actually literally just missed the whole wave mid.
That kind of hurts.
But he did a double stack. He had a 2-camp, hard camp for himself to be able to farm, but he misses the whole wave.
A wave of lane creeps is going to hurt in the levels.
Definitely. And you are seeing Immersion looking to set up, camp the boundary, cap the water rune again, so No one claims one for himself, and Desperate has no rune to fill up for, and now he has to be careful too. Stun hits. Do they have the arrow too? Oh, a little off the mark that Immersion did not trust in No one.
Yeah, just a little late on it there, rather than trying to
Bottom.
follow up
Seneko.
at the same time.
One more poison.
Ooh, the Fairy Fire is going to be enough to save him. They're sending the illusions in, but Seneco's into the trees. And in fact, Dream, he might just find Astral. Oh, no, he won't. Astral out just in time.
But now that means Melez is going to start getting pushed away from Lifestealer and AA too. So they did commit a lot of harassment there. And you see Seneco's build. I actually like this. Goes for Hedris. He knows this is going to be quite a pressure lane that's coming out from this Shadow Demon and the Axe. So Hedris on the AA to at least give some extra sustain and regen to himself and the Lifestealer. I like it.
Oh, so even if they don't get the kill mid, it's a lot of time spent where Storm is just... He's hitting jungle creeps, and it's just a complete free lane for the Leshrac. Like, this is slow levels, slow start for Desperate. You know, the CS doesn't look bad, 32 CS, but a lot of that, it is just these neutral creeps.
Yeah,
he's not been near the lane.
He's 500 gold behind, so that's what you see when it's, those neutrals not as valuable by any means. No one looking to make a move. It actually gets scanned instantly. He wants to try to shut down this Axe a little bit. Yeah, already level 6 now on No, and he's going to force this wave in very hard. Only level 1 Edict. He did opt for more of that laning domination with 2 points in Stun and Lightning versus a Storm Spirit, versus that ranged hero. Does make sense.
And as the Storm, you know, we'll see what sort of build-up he is going to go for. Yet to be queued up. I mean, you know that Lesh is going to be rushing yours. Do you just not go the Orchid this game, or is Orchid still going to be appealing against these heroes, you know, like the Lifestealer, who relies on the rage so much to...
Yeah, I think it still is just a bit too appealing. I have seen a rise of Kaya Sanges a lot of the time.
Yeah, we've seen like Kaya Sanges, Kaya BKBs,
Yeah.
and some of the games where the Storm has had to be a bit more defensive.
But no, Orchid just too valuable for sure. Seneko looks like he's very likely to go down 1 or 2 more poisons. Gives the kill to Melez as well. Nicely done, Astral. Doesn't steal the kill as the Shadow Demon. Vanguard is online. How's our stacks looking? He's got a double only for the Ancients, but at least it's something. Even though they get first blood, though, 1,000 gold behind already because of these lane setups that we were talking about. And they actually were not able to really shut down Dream. I thought this bottom lane might be able to apply more pressure onto him, but they've focused more on just killing Seneko.
He's been having a pretty free space to farm it.
Yeah.
And do you like this from Afterlife, going for the Mask of Madness rush this game?
Oh my. I think I've seen this before. I think I saw Funnick queuing it up one of the games. He went Hood Ags and then he queued up Mask.
He went back for it, yeah.
I don't know if he ended up getting it, but...
Going for it first here. What?
I mean, he's going to be very strong. He's going to have sustain too in the lane now. Have to push him out of lane. And now Krila, if he ever tries to turn onto him, Afterlife will just solo kill him.
Sure, you just win the trade every time.
This is cool. This is a different approach than what I'm seeing. I think, like I said, I think this is something on the rise maybe in the region that people are starting to do and realize how strong it can be. Yeah, I think it can definitely work.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of a game he can have with it.
Yeah.
And show you how much of a threat it poses early on.
Yeah.
As it's pretty much one wave and he'll have the Mask of Madness done.
And sometimes, you know, it hurts you more when you aren't eating that minus armor that's coming out, but look at the physical damage that's going to be coming out from PuckChamp. It's not your crazy usual. There's some like heavy right-click hitter. Spectre's a little bit different in that department, so yeah, that'll be really cool if he does commit for it.
I see Dream here.
He's just walking at the stacks, and he's going to actually be able to... Ooh, okay, Melez gets spins.
Yeah, I was going to say that just enough spins on the way out to actually still get them all himself.
Maybe Dream should have just stopped hitting him, honestly. A little bit of a mistake. As Desperate does have to be very careful.
Yeah, he's just constantly having to play this game of just running away from no one in this mid lane. He's doing his best to find farm here, but it's not easy for Desperate. This mid lane a big danger zone.
I'm definitely worried about tower defenses as well for PuckChamp. They don't really have this crazy amount of team fight to be able to set up around them, and with lanes going so well for AS Monaco Gambit, I think they will have trouble. Nice dodge, Desperate. That's madness, look at
Tries to stand his ground, but against the 3 of them, a little too much damage for Afterlife to lifesteal against. Nice move from Desperate, you know, as we said, having a bit of a tough time mid, getting forced out quite a lot. Is able to seize an opportunity to have some impact in one of the side lanes, nice and early here.
And dodges the Slaughter Crush, as we said. Some of these telegraphed stuns you can play around as this Storm Spirit. And that does mean that Krilat, he's going to have Blade Mail done. So he's going to have that nice armor always to counteract versus that Corrosive Haze, help him a lot versus Leshrac too. I actually like this Blade Mail pick quite a bit. He could actually turn and kill this Leshrac a couple times, so yeah, it's going to be nice.
And despite the 2-kill advantage that PuckChamp have, AS Monaco Gambit do have that net worth lead.
And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch Afterlife. Let's see how much he can do with Mask of Madness. This sounds fun.
I mean, now that you've seen the Mask of Madness, I feel like you know, for PuckChamp, you're just not going anywhere near this man. You know, you know that if you get in melee range of this Slardar, he's just gonna bash your brains out.
He really is. As they send a Satyr Tormentor at him, it just dies in 2 hits. The extra bash damage on creeps coming into play there too. It's like 550 damage or something when he hits it.
And here comes the tower pressure. On with the Edict.
They gotta start to slow down these tower pushes, as they're gonna come out quick. This is exactly why they picked this Slash up to set that tempo, and it really does hurt PuckChamp's lineup that they can't really do the same on themselves. They can't ever really push towers that easily. Desperate finds himself a regen. This will be a great pickup for them to maybe take the fight around the next tower that's going to come out and start getting siege, which is probably mid. We do see these catapult waves coming out too, and no one is already making the move over toward that mid lane. And Melis, he's gonna do this. He's gonna do just the blink rush. They're feeling like they do need it, and I kind of do agree. They have Storm and Spectre. They're the win conditions this game for sure. So he needs to start making plays. Otherwise, I think they're just gonna lose too much map control if he doesn't go for the blink dagger early.
Yeah, I don't know. He can't go sort of the greedy farming route.
No.
They've got to have someone to get in. You know, you have a Spectre, you know, one of the greediest carries in the game, in the sense that Spectre just needs all the space possible to become that late game beast.
All 3 lanes are actually getting pushed now. The catapult in mid did die. Bottom. They do try to make a move onto Dream, but he's still just fine.
Yeah, even if they get the Vortex there, probably unlikely they are going to do nearly enough damage. He has this armlet done.
Yeah.
It's very, very tanky. You know, this sort of move's just not going to work until the Orchid's done on Desperate.
And he does have regen, so at least, like, you know, he uses some mana bottom. He's still fine. He doesn't get hit by anything, so we'll continue it. Mid, they've got the X-Blink. It's coming out on the courier. Can they set up a defense? Tukalis, barely surviving. But the tower.
Well, towers they can't hold their towers right now.
It's not in time. The blink, even if they get like some kills here, they'll just be kills. The objective is already down. And it's, maybe it's just an Echo again. Melis is hiding though. He doesn't want to show the blink for just a 5 position. So he wants to go for a next bigger kill here. Ideally, probably the Leshrac. Slardar might be a little scary, but either one of these cores is a good option. Yeah, they're swinging. Afterlife.
Let's see if they've got the damage. Aim with the call. And yeah, with the Haunting as well, they are going to have enough. Throwing everything down onto Afterlife. Might be able to make the move.
Blink reveal. And 4-0, so they've got all the kills right now. As Dream's... Whoa.
He tries to turn and goes for the kill on Astral, but Astral's fine. And there's 4 heroes here. This is some aggression from Dream. Desperate's going to swing across and... What was he trying to do there?
What's he doing though? I mean, that just gives up pretty much his entire head start of the game.
I mean, they lose an Echo, then they lose Afterlife. And with those 2 losses, you would feel that was probably the signal to get out. But no, Dream, he wanted to go in.
Okay. I mean, that definitely hurts a lot. He would have had his Sage timing in a very good moment here in this game. And yeah, okay, that kind of catches the Storm and the Spectre back up entirely, as now Storm, he's got Orchid. So now Dream potentially could just die again and kill his entire game there just from like a couple moves. That was a very weird move from Lifestealer. Yeah. They can't really afford to do too much more of those. I mean, sure, farm is good at the moment, but it's, you know, it's level. It is.
They're not at an advantage against Monaco Gambit, and you know, as you can see on the kills, they're losing lives. Well, we'll see here. I mean, what's the Lifestealer's movement?
He's running up to go help his teammates up, but the rest of his team, they made the
Afterlife is very dead, but he's still stepping up to high ground.
Look at 2 also, Immersion and
he's Moonlight. He could have headed straight back down the stairs with the remainder of the Moonlight. They wouldn't have seen him. He reveals himself by hitting. Sure, they also have a sentry down here, but in that area was at the top of the staircase. He did not need to go in.
No. Big individual error.
That is, yeah, they can't have that happen again.
Yeah, definitely. Like 1 or 2 of those, and you just lose. You can just lose this game. You're playing versus a late game Storm Spectre. You don't want to make early mistakes like that as no one.
Yeah, that's very strange.
The Blade Mail. He's dead as well.
Yeah. And PuckChamp aren't losing anything here.
Nope.
They just get another easy kill on the cores. What is going on? This is not what they, you know, against the lineup, as we were saying right now. PuckChamp, if they don't get sort of run over early, they will revel in the later stages of the game.
Yep, absolutely. Like, this is usually where I feel like with the Slardar and stuff like that, you're setting this tempo to get these towers, and then you go for an early Roche because they don't have the tools to fight. But they're going to have the tools to fight, and they insta-smoke, look for Dream again. I mean, if they catch him 1 or 2 more times in this early game, it's going to be absolute disasters for AS Monaco Gambit very quickly.
He may be holding on to that top spot now in the net worth, but one more move like that, and will very quickly get taken away from him.
Yeah, and maybe even seeing another one pick up here. And I think we're seeing maybe also the problem of having just the Mask of Madness first on the Slardar, where he can't actually look for plays for his team. Maybe it does cause them some problems, but...
Well, he's nearly got the blink Afterlife, but... yeah, really needs to get that done. That's just 7 for 0.
With the Storm Spectre lineup, that is not what you want to see for AS Monaco Gambit.
And because these haven't really been moves that PuckChamp have looked for themselves, right? Most of these maybe even all of these kills have happened on PuckChamp's half of the map.
They found Krelat. He goes up a little bit too far, but they do have a counter gank.
They do. They've still got...
Ooh, the Yules does get off, but it gets purged off.
They've still got the kill. Afterlife trying to step in, but they have a sentry down.
They do, Melis. Blink count down for 5 seconds.
Dust out as well onto Dream. Dream is not going to try and chase him for this. Melez.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, they're going to look to get out quick and fast, and they'll be able to move themselves straight over to the mid half of the map, and that will be the money for Afterlife to have the Blink Dagger done. Echo, he was sticking around. And they'll be quick to do something about that, PuckChamp, as they pick up yet another kill here. 9-1. Start bringing the creep wave down onto the bottom tier 1 tower as well.
Uh-oh. Yeah, these kills, I mean, they get the Spectre, but they lose a lot out of it themselves, too. And Krelat, he just backs up and goes to Ancients now anyway. They were set up for this move. Melez was waiting patiently when they set up that gank onto the Spectre.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, cannot make too many more mistakes on the side of AS Monaco Gambit. And they need to start getting ready to set the tempo for those next big objectives, particularly that Roche. I think next time Haunt does get used, even if they lose the fight on AS Monaco Gambit, after that fight, they have to force a Roche on her. I'm starting to feel a little concerned for them myself.
Oh, I'm going to come out with a smoke. This is the Blink reveal on Afterlife.
Okay.
They need something big at this. A support
but
kill.
That's a 5-position Ducals.
Hey, they may have been best to sort of just watch that pass from the high ground and look for something else, because that's not the dream when you're going for a 3-man smoke and a smoke and a Blink reveal.
They chose it though, right? They had the board there, so they were like, we're going for the Enchantress. That was an executive call that somebody made to go for that kill rather than going for some type of invasion play. They don't have any other vision, so I guess that's the only one that they could at least see to make the move on without going some deep play into a Spectre Haunt. So a kill's a kill, but it does reveal the Blink. As I'm watching Spectre slowly catch back up to that Lifestealer.
They need to be quick on the pedal and get more done with this Blink Dagger on Afterlife.
Looking like no one wants to try to pressure this bottom tower. They're probably going to set up for it, though. He showed himself in the wave, so we already see the Axe making his run directly down toward bottom Melis. Might just stack himself an Ancient in the meantime for his Spectre, but is in the area at least to defend that bottom tower.
For his Spectre? He'll stack it for himself.
You think for himself? I think he's going to stack it.
You think he's going to leave it?
He better stack it for his Spectre. Better not take that farm. Yeah, he's going to give it to Krelat. Maybe he takes the hard camp. Nope. What a guy. Leaves both
what an
offlaner.
Supporting his carry. What a good lad.
He's already got enough. He's 4-0-2.
Sure.
He's got his Yasha.
Like,
he's chilling. You know, he's like, why not? He's like, it's all about the Spectre at this point, who's honestly getting pretty big. If he buys a casual cloak, like the pick up there, just versus all this magic damage we do see. Ward is set up bottom, so look like they are making the move over here, but there is a wrap already. PuckChamp is in the area.
Around. They're going to get the jump in.
Is there save?
They're stepping up. Melez. Oh, he's going to get hit by the Ice Blast. They take him down. The Haunt came out, but he's going to Haunt back out away from this. Illusions are chasing out no one. No one's going to go for the TP out. They're able to find him. They are. It's close. He nearly makes it out, but they do find him. They'll take him down. Afterlife.
Oh,
they see him, Astral. Astral spots him out. They catch another 2 cores. Taken out there by PuckChamp. They may have lost their axe, but getting the better trade yet again.
2 for 1. I think you... honestly, for AS Monaco Gambit, respawn, go straight to Roshan. Now that the Haunt is down, and now that they've made that big play, you've got level 2 Corrosive Haze, you have to get something big out of it. Because they're just, PuckChamp's just setting themselves up way too good for these counter plays over and over again here. So I really do think that they need to get something big out of the map here now that Haunt is down. And they do have the options, you know, Edict, Lifestealer, Corrosive Haze level 2. Like, that Roche is going to die unbelievably fast, and it will be hard for PuckChamp to go for anything here. At least defending that Roche.
Did Astral not have Disruption available, or like at that point of the, like, why is he not going for the save?
He used it on Afterlife.
Oh, used it on Afterlife
to stop like the bashes and stuff like that and the damage, but yeah, maybe could have actually just targeted the Axe and
because it was always risky. Yeah, I guess you're right. Had used it before he felt that Melez would have been in position to, to require the save.
And this is something we'll always have to watch out for, too. We saw it in the last instance more so, but the Yules on the Lesh versus Shadow Demon. You can't really defensively Yules yourself in a lot of situations versus SD, as he'll just ult you and remove it instantly. All right, let's see what the move is. I really do think, though, it's got to be like some move around Roshan. You have to take advantage of the Haunt being down somehow.
And but the thing is, with the Haunt being down, is that enough to stop PuckChamp from trying to contest the Rosh? You don't think they'll opt to?
They might still do it. It's going to be a lot harder for them to get like the information in the back lines. Because they do need that Haunt to at least provide vision for the Storm to feel comfortable to jump in. So let's see. They are setting up the vision around that area there. Let's see if they do actually force the issue. It's a bit of a bold one. But with Corrosive Haze, it usually can't make it quite fast. Tukalis going for the D ward. We'll be able to get it. And he'll be able to scurry away himself. And Tukalis is actually getting quite farmed on this Enchantress as well. Takes the Magic Resist talent. He's got Dragon Lance. And yeah, they're going to start the Rosh. They have to do something. Because I feel like if they don't get a bigger advantage in this game, inevitably they're just going to start to lose soon versus the Storm Inspector.
Yeah, it looks like you're right, even though that they are aware it's happening. Unless Storm wants to go for it.
I'm watching Desperate.
Is Desperate going to go for a play, or you think... I mean, it's
he's
too
under
risky. There's a lot of stuns. So.
Yeah, it's a little too risky.
Yeah. He zips and he's probably going to die. So, ESL Gambit, they will get the space.
Desperate, has to be careful. Yules is finished on Immersion.
They've got backup coming in.
They do. They got him.
All right, so some good moves here. Age is secured.
Big gold.
Instantly onto the kill there against Desperate.
Immersion just finished up that Yules before. Now he's got another 1,000 gold too on this Mirana. Yeah, great pickup. Now they've got a big window here to just swing around getting kills. Okay, anybody they see on the map, I want IS Monaco Gambit to be bloodthirsty.
Oh, Astral.
Whoop.
Very, very dead hit.
Boom. Do they get a bigger target, though? Can't quite get onto Melez. Krelot, he's sticking around for the big creep.
Oh.
Blink is still on cooldown. Immersion. Find the Enchantress. That's a kill.
Yeah, absolutely is. Even having no one swing round from the side.
Good moves.
Yeah, getting back a hold of this game here with that sort of play. Some Gambit.
Nice aggressive moves as we see Afterlife going for the BKB for himself so that he can stick on these targets easier. Dream going for AC, so he's gonna be strong. This minus armor is gonna be very effective. They're gonna look quite fragile on the side of PuckChamp when they do get on top of them. And what's no one going? Okay, no one's got his item almost finished up to that Bloodstone.
Well, I mean, so for PuckChamp at this point, is it still like they don't? Oh, okay, they are going to spot. I guess for every time that Haunt
is up, you can
Haunt's up, you want to make a play. Yeah.
Try to take advantage whenever you can get any ward down C when they are split up on the map, because they are going to split up and keep trying to get this farm efficiency on AS Monaco Gambit. We see 3k gold lead. PuckChamp trying to take the fight, but Gambit's kind of ready for it. They're all set up. There is a ward there. Also watching everything, but it is
no one.
Ways. No one.
They got the jump on him. He steps up to the side there to pick him off.
Next, they get more.
See Krillip diving in. Sineko's going to go for the TP out. They've got any cancel? They don't. So Sineko makes it away. Desperate's got his eyes on a bigger target. Looking for the 4 here. Looking for Immersion, but with the leaps, Immersion's able to break away.
They only get the 1 though. It's a kill if they can get the tower. It's decent, but do have to be a little cautious.
Afterlife. He's in with a jump, but Desperate, he's able to get out in time. No follow-up stun. They'll settle for Dakalis instead. They get the kill, and that will stop PuckChamp from continuing to push. They'll keep the tier 1 tower alive, SM Gambit.
It's so scary. These infest bombs are something they really have to watch out for. The damage is that explosive for Gambit. Immediately trying to hit again. Just every time Haunt is down, just keep looking for these bloodthirsty aggressive moves. Krelot, are they going to actually find him here? They just fight.
They've got the jump. Arrow. They got the damage. Arrow's going to miss. It might not matter though. Oh, maybe it does though. Could the disruption save helps him dodge the Ice Blast. And with that breaking the attempt from ASM Gambit, they're able to get Krelot out of there.
Bit off the mark there, but a good move, because now they do at least have no one. He makes his Ibucha travels up top, and they'll be able to set up the push for this tower here. There is still a glyph available, but PuckChamp, no Haunt for 80. Unlikely they do set up this fight. Axe does have his Manta finish, so we'll see lanes get pushed out a little bit better on the side of PuckChamp. Still short of his shard, as we have hit past that 20-minute mark.
I mean, that is going to help just keep the game going once he has that. Just the ability to push these lanes out. It's going to make it
absolutely
a lot more difficult for SM Gambit to find a comfortable position to push high ground. They are getting the items for it. AC's done on Dream, so that'll help a lot.
He's still very farm. They still have a minute left too on this Aegis, so they've done a really good job with that Aegis, at least, of just getting themselves into a more secure position in this game. Definitely got to keep the pedal to the metal though. Keep looking for these kills every time Infest is up. Keep looking for something, because anybody they do find, if they have the Bash primed, they should die. So that was what we did see before. Despot was able to survive just because they didn't have the Bash primed. So Afterlife now making sure he does have that 3 charge up. They don't want the Enchantress, though. They want a bigger target. Desperate. Zipping forward and cutting.
Oh, Kreela. That'll be the big one. They're in with the jump. Get another great disruption here again from Astral, and now the turnaround comes in. They've got the call off onto Afterlife. Afterlife trying to run. They'll be able to chase it. Desperate with just enough mana to get the Vortex off. Has he got enough damage? He does.
He's out of mana, though.
They bring him down. He's now going to get surrounded by some Gambit. He's got a little more to jump out to the side. Another disruption is going to be used, but he is certainly dead, and there's no further escape.
But he saves the Spectre. Great positioning there from Astral to at least protect him, because if that AA blast hits, it's very likely Kreela does go down.
All right, SM Gambit, though, really hitting those timings that they need to.
Yep.
Onto the tier 2 mid, take this down. Still a good amount of time where there's no storm. I mean, do you think we'll see them try for high ground?
I think so. They have AC. They do a ton of damage on these buildings, and now they find the Shadow Demon as well.
Perfect setup.
Nice play, Immersion.
And now the damage being done here. 25 minutes onto the high ground. Exactly what they need to be doing here against PuckChamp's lineup.
That's a Rax for sure. The AC, the Edict, look at this. Building goes down so quick. Immersion, heads up plays. Love that he's bold enough to blink onto high ground for those. Or leap onto high ground, that is, at least. As they're going to get the Rax, they're happy with that. That was all time while Haunt was up too from Kreela. So some really big aggressive moves now. Getting them in a really good position in this game.
This is the sort of part of the game that they would have envisioned achieving as much as they have had when they draft this sort of lineup. Right, this is what they want to be forcing, and able to do it very nicely. After a bit of a rocky start, a few deaths gone here and there, and now really getting it all together.
Yeah, now they're quite huge, especially on these 3 cores. This Leshrac now with his Bloodstone, a lot safer. Always going to be able to get that off as long as he's not getting Demonic Purged. Slardar has Aghanim, so he's super tanky and durable now too. Almost level 18 for the level 3 Corrosive Haze. And they're just going to keep looking for these Infests.
Yeah, they know that if they can get the jump, especially if they have vision on where Astral is. He has been the biggest sort of save. They're going to get the kill every time they can control the Shadow Demon.
Immersion just sitting on the low ground in the river here. The smoke is going to break. He doesn't see it, obviously. And they're looking at him. They're like, we don't want the Mirana. Give us something better.
They'll take the AA.
That's a good one.
See if they can eliminate the Ice Blast threat.
If they can in time.
He's got the Ghost Whip drop. He's actually able to turn and get it off there. Very nicely done by Seneko. He may go down, but gets the blast off. They couldn't kill him in time. And now the fight just falls apart completely for PuckChamp.
Disaster. Didn't even use the Haunt to be able to jump anybody either. And little things. The mech comes in, ticks the AA up so he can use Ghost Scepter, and then wha-bam! And now Kreela, he might have to be a little cautious himself too.
We'll see this again. They just couldn't stop him in time. And him surviving means he can turn, get the blast off, I believe even on to both of them there. And this pressure up top. Any time that they get a fight like that, no one's instantly up to the base. And this should be a second set of racks here. There's going to be no stopping them here. There's 28 minutes in. ASM Gambit achieving everything that they needed to here in this opening.
Now it's very hard for recovery for even a Spectre in the game. Even if he gets the later stages, now Lifestealer is a pretty good fight back versus him. He's going even for the Satanic build because Satanic is just crazy on these strength heroes. It gives you 80 damage, of course, on them. So it's really good to be able to fight back versus something like Spectre. As they're all TPing bottom. They see no one, they want blood. This is a really strong Lash now. He has Kaya Sange, 3,000 HP, 18 charge Bloodstone, and it's back up, so he can heal himself too if they don't insta-kill him. They couldn't even kill the AA, really, so... Don't know if they're going to be able to blow up such a tanky Leshrac at this point anymore.
No, I don't think so. There's going to be too many factors in the team fight that's going to give time for no one to live.
And also, like, it hasn't happened really this game yet because they haven't had to, but there's always the potential for the infest saves too. So if they don't finish off the targets, yeah, it'll be even worse. As Dream picks up a really nice item for himself, a Paladin Sword on top of almost having his Satanic. So yeah, the fight back for Spectre getting quite impossible.
Yeah, they could be just sort of one bad fight away from the game slipping away from them. There is still, of course, Tier 1 and Tier 2 down bottom, but with the pushing power that ASM Gambit have, if they can win another team fight, they'll be knocking onto the Tier 4s and the Ancient.
Oh yeah, they're just looking for the battle. They know how much stronger they are right now. If they're ever the ones getting the initiation, the fight's just completely over for sure. Still no shard on the axe. Yeah, he's
close. Nearly
he's close.
But the last few fights have certainly set him back a bit. Melez. Might have a DD for the next round, but and there you go, on top of that Paladin having the full Satanic.
How do you kill him now? You can't Orchid him. He just clicks Satanic and removes the Orchid, so it's just pretty much impossible. Afterlife level 18, level 3 Corrosive Haze with the Gem 2, and Roche respawns.
Yeah, they're going to start for it. They're not feeling too scared at all of PuckChamp coming across.
Getting the wraparound, they see the courier flying over, so they know where positioning is of Gambit.
They want to find a kill.
They know, though, Ducalis' courier was flying over and they killed it, so they might have a feeling that they're over here. Dad, look at the courier scouting. Seneko sends it over. He's like, they're on the high ground because of that courier. Ooh, bit of a mistake there from Ducalis sending it back.
They could just run at the base if they know that they're over there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, we see the Spectre. Let's get him. Nice Manta dodge.
Here come the TPs. Can they get any jump in return? The turn towards Afterlife. Afterlife actually staying on top of Krillin. Krillin taking huge amounts of damage here from the Slaughter. Desperate and Melez try and jump the backlines, but the backlines just turn him, just take him out. Immediately Melez will fall. Desperate having to zip back to the fountain. They do at least get Afterlife in return, so they're back off. But again, you know, ASM Gambit achieving what they wanted to, forcing PuckChamp back to the high ground and opening up the map once again for them to step back towards the Roche.
Yeah, we see like they saw maybe an opportunity for Dream too. They jump on him, but pop Satanic as the Orchid hits him. The axe calls him, and he's got Satanic active, and he's not obviously not silenced anymore. Impossible to actually bring him down. And no one, look, he's so strong now, even with his Cloak of Flames. 19 Bloodstone, an easy rush. Who's getting the shard? Who's it gonna be? Do you go to the Lesh for the fun?
I think
you're probably giving it to the Slaughter, I think, but...
Oh, yeah, surely the Slaughter. Slaughter's got to be the best one this game.
Yeah, the best one is... Oop, they're going to find Ducalis. Quick and easy one.
No, yeah, the Slaughter's dark.
I think his is the best one.
Sounds very nice, especially when you got some of this AoE physical coming out.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, getting that debuff on everyone, amping them up.
And increases the radius. Yeah. So the radius, the combo with the Ags and with the Crush, increasing the radius is really nice. As no one gets gone on, but he's quite strong.
Yeah, Desperate can't do anywhere nearly enough damage. The Bloodstone heal and Dream popping in and out, and no one's back up to full HP.
Interesting. So there was something I was just checking. I was literally just tapped out checking about the Bloodstone heal if it's purgeable, and it says it is dispellable, but I just saw twice now that when he did get Demonic Purged, it did not get dispelled, so I guess it's not dispellable even though it says it. That was a little bit of an interesting thing. Maybe someone could check that up on me. Maybe I'm being stupid. Because I thought it would instantly remove it, but doesn't seem like it.
No, it should. Yeah, you're right. Well, that is interesting.
Let me read it again. If
maybe something changed, or you know.
All right, dispellable with any modifier item, Bloodstone active, dispellable with any dispel, but guess not.
I think you should. Yeah, it should definitely be dispellable.
But it was not. That's twice I
saw it. And it stayed on through the Demonic Purge.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we have the jump. They got the Ice Pass coming out in return. They're bringing Afterlife low. They'll take him out, but they're losing the axe for it. And Desperate, he's out of mana.
And Krillin,
he's going to get out of the fight. Immersion's jumping forward. They're back up to full HP there as Dream's able to heal up the Mirana. The arrow connects onto Astral, as they'll call it GG. It's ASM Gambit. They're a little over the place at the start of the game, but then they really cleaned up their act, and well, they just had the whole game under their control, really. Yeah. From that sort of 15 minutes onwards, looking very nice towards the end of it, as there was very little, really, it seemed that PuckChamp could do to get themselves back in on this. There was just no real target for the Storm to jump. We saw every single time just the saves, great build from Immersion, having the Greaves, And of course, Dream with that Infest. You know, if you're not going on him, he's going to save someone else.
Yep.
With the incredible item timing Dream had, if you're going on him, he's just popping Satanic and punching you back up to full HP. So very nicely done there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And really understanding a timing. I feel like when I'm mentioning the Haunt is down, they got to get something out of the Haunt being down. They go Roche, and they use that Aegis extremely effectively. They completely controlled the map, got themselves these key item timings that they were able to do so, and then they just effectively kind of destroyed the game plan from PuckChamp. So yeah, nicely done from Gambit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Very, very well played there. As they clean it up and take the win. 19k advantage at the end looks pretty unstoppable. As Monaco Gambit will get the first victory here in this best of 3.
Unstoppable is exactly how I would describe it. Try as they might, PuckChamp could not disrupt AS Monaco's game plan there. They just kept on rolling with it. That was game 1, though. We will talk about game 1, break it all down for you, and then we're going to check out game 2's draft after some breaks. As we go through the highlights here, you're mostly going to see AS Monaco Gambit in a good position, taking this game, nicely executed ganks all over the map. Was a little bit of a trip up at some point in time with Dream, but other than that, I would say a pretty clean game for AS Monaco Gambit. And in general, it felt like just their aggression, PuckChamp had a hard time dealing with. And we said that they needed to be able to stretch out the game as much as possible, and they really didn't get the space to do that, did they?
I think I will say the start of this game, though, the Gambit, the laning phase, we've got Slardar going Mask of Madness. That's a little bit quirky. We've got these kind of one-by-one attempts to invade the jungle, not going so well. PuckChamp capitalized on that, but it's, I guess, the kind of the synergy of the team and understanding of their overall kind of 20-minute timing, which allowed Gambit just to control this game entirely. But mistakes did happen.
Yeah. 9-1 in kills, and it just didn't feel like it even really mattered. Lesh and Lifestealer still top of the net worth chart. Probably my favorite 1-2 combination thus far this patch. Just good draft. I don't know. PuckChamp, they don't really have the ability to do things. You can kill heroes, but then what? Like, Storm would be out of mana. Spectre would be like, well, I have a Blade Mail. I'll go farm an easy camp. And Storm has to go regen mana. Like, you don't get objectives the same way the Lesh does.
Yeah, I guess the main thing is you look at this laning phase. Storm v Leshrac, Storm's already in jungle, you know, like minute 4 going forward. You have Axe, who naturally as an offlane, applies a lot of pressure, but he doesn't stop the farming. So now you have 2 lanes, 1 and 2 on Gambit, who get free farm. And that alone, even with a couple of mistakes, it gives you that insurance policy of just having that comfortable entry into mid-game. So yeah, unfortunate for PuckChamp, their draft kind of gave them issues that didn't allow them to kind of enter the game too quickly.
What made it so the Axe didn't really have a game in this one?
I mean, he's playing into a Lifestealer first of all. A hero that naturally can play pretty well. I think AA as well is one of the few 5s that has long range, annoyance and poke. And it did help with just general rotations, just stopping the Axe from having a good time, invading the jungle, preventing him from farming the stats freely. You know, Lifestealer pokes his head up. Even though he's not killing the Axe, it's just like you're TPing back to base multiple times. So yeah, just kind of disjointing the rhythm of an Axe farm is probably the best thing to do, and that's what Gambit did do in this laning phase.
I mean, it seems like in many ways they're just an experienced team, right? The fact that they make individual errors like Dream wandering off into the jungle or whatever, but it's like overall they understood how to be able to shut down the enemy draft, and they executed that, right, Kyle?
Yeah, no real complaints. I just really love the lineup that they have. I think I even said yesterday doing that AMA, Lesh is my favorite hero this patch. I love watching it be played. Fogged did just double confirm check. Bloodstone is not dispellable. The tooltip says it is. Somebody should do something about it.
On the wiki, though, to confirm.
True.
On the wiki. So
what's it saying in game?
Well, in game it didn't say anything.
Oh.
In game it was nothing. On the wiki it said something, and in practice it said something different.
All right,
exactly.
Well, we saw the Axe terrorizing the previous series, but in this one, it looked a little lackluster, and we've got Purge to be able to break down exactly why.
Thanks, Cap. Yeah, the Axe Manta Shard is really terrifying in what it applies in terms of map pressure. We saw that really effectively at the end of the last series, but in lane stage, Lifestealer does okay against Axe. He ends up dodging this gank here, and then they got to use him to utilize what their draft is good at. The mid Leshrac is very good at pressuring towers, and what that means is that it gives them some nice map control against their opponents, even by rotating Lifestealer over, especially after he dodges a gank like this. This is really effective, and it basically opens up a small gold advantage. And one of the other advantages that AS Monaco Gambit had is that Spectre does not farm very fast. This gank I thought was so clean and so cool, how quick they killed the Spectre and how fast no one tried to get out. He dies here, but what's important is that Lifestealer can out farm a Spectre unless Spectre like has crazy good team fight solutions. So the reality is that they were successful at killing Spectre a number of times, keeping Lifestealer at a pretty safe net worth. He's sitting about 9,000 versus 7,500, and then they had these nice amplifiers to help make a hero like Axe less useful. Slardar is excellent against this. Minus armor, look how much burst damage is dealt him. And he's got pretty good net worth. It's not quite as high because they haven't taken towers themselves, but look how fast Spectre even had to leave. They did a great job putting pressure on the enemy cores to keep them behind. Here's them getting Roshan. Merchant moves over ahead of time because they spot the Storm with that ward. So despite getting out there pretty fast, they're able to use the arrow and chain stun combo to kill Storm and basically continue to set tempo. And then what they basically did is that even sometimes when they had deaths, they constantly were looking for kills. Here's an example where they got a support kill. They ended up catching the Enchantress as well. And with these deaths on the map, what they did is they continued to cross the map. In this example, Leshrac even dies by the rune spot, but watch how they react to this. They actually down 4 here, or down one of their important heroes, they still get aggressive on the map, trying to get an important kill, knowing that they need to set tempo against their opponents. And that Spectre can't really do that much in these team fights once Haunt is down anyway. So this basically just transitions into them getting pickoffs after pickoffs. In this case, jumping on, almost killing Spectre. He gets disrupted and saved. But then on the back line, Axe initiates. They're able to kill him with Lesh Stun and the Lifestealer. And what's really crucial is that this has been like a crap load of fights in like 5 minutes. And they don't all go extremely well for AS Monaco Gambit, but what's important to think is that if they pick fights on the enemy side of the map constantly, Axe can't cut 2 creep waves. Where Axe wants to stand is like over here, because then whenever he uses Manta, he can send 1 illusion to both lanes and cut 2 waves. But he's not able to do that if all the fights are over here, and ideally if they're the ones initiating, because then Axe doesn't necessarily get a clean pickoff with his Manta. I don't even know if he has Shard at this point either, because there's just been so many fights. He didn't get to play his abusive game because AS Monaco Gambit was so aggressive, getting pickoff after pickoff that led to them taking racks, keeping the creep wave across the map, and just making Axe not seem like the strongest cheesy hero.
Thank you, Purge. Yes, it did seem like, in many ways, AS Monaco Gambit just had all the answers, and I don't even need to go to our analysts to know that they want PuckChamp to be able to draft something that's a little bit more aggressive, takes more control of the game. It just doesn't concede it all to AS Monaco Gambit. Will that actually happen, though? We'll have to see. The draft is coming up right after this. You wanted PuckChamp to take control of Game 2 and play a more active lineup. Well, you're already going to be happy seeing Game 2's draft. Looks like PuckChamp say, all right, let's try something that goes around and gets some kills. Let's try and open up with a Centaur and a Grimstroke. Those are killing heroes, right?
Yeah.
Please, something with fight. Oh, beautiful, like you just said.
Amazing.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Nick's Darkseer.
Ooh, yeah,
I
very.
don't know about that.
I am. I love those as like a 3-4, but when you open with it, you leave very little to the imagination. It's like, hello, here's our offlane combo.
And yeah, I guess the main concern simply is just there are certain heroes in first phase when you pick them, you have to ban out certain heroes. It's not like you can go, maybe we'll let it through. And you see already, Oracle, of course, purge away the shell. Morphling, complete free farm. Juggernaut, you have that kill potential. So they go for what in their eyes are the biggest 3 counters to a Darkseer. But I don't mind the opening. You know, think about how Darkseers play nowadays. You know, you go for the act quite quickly. It tanks up your melee cores. You just overwhelming your opponent. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't mind it.
It is quite nice in theory, I think, to play against Grimstroke, where the combo you'll pick for no one is likely going to be pretty aggressive. You can just hop right on top of them. Centaur, annoying if you have to fight through him, but if you can bypass him, get onto the squishies in the back line, just sort of bolt through.
It's pretty
Roadrunner.
You afraid of Shadow Demon?
In regards to if
4
you're
position PuckChamp Shadow Demon with 5 Grim.
Yeah, I think there's some merit to it. I think the additional element of save comes into play when you think about the Grimstroke already, the Soulbind. Darkseers are here about movement, and when Soulbind comes into play, you can't always just surge that hero out.
Whoa.
They go for a line instead.
That's like the total opposite direction.
I guess it's more of like the counter to Nyx now. Like they feel like when they have Grim Centaur, and I mentioned the Soulbind, they maybe already look at the Darkseer and go, we have wave clear on our support, we have the disconnect of the fight if we want to. Now we need a way to deal with potentially this Nyx running around and cutting our rank. So maybe that's kind of their read.
And how does that counter Nyx?
Because you have the Hex to instant lockdown. It means you can lock him down during Carapace.
No damage disable.
Yeah. And after Carapace, you then lay another stun.
Yeah. That's what Disruption does.
Wait. Look at Cap. He's really...
You're the host. Just keep your opinions to yourself.
No,
just ask a question. Ask me a question, Cap.
Oh, God. Mechanics, go. Do it, Cap. Do it.
No. A question based around the draft. What are you? What is?
It's just funny, and I just love working with you, Carl.
Just not a mechanics question, not a question about the players on the team, specifically a draft overall strategy question.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think they're gonna pick next on AS Monaco Gambit?
Oh.
Open-ended questions, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta ask me one of the really hard ones. Jesus. Nature's Prophet.
5 position.
Oh, well, that's not happening.
You could have said...
Try again.
5 position.
Oh, man. If they had done it, I would have walked off the set. I like the Ench. We've seen it win a multitude of games now. It looked really strong in the hands of Na'Vi. Not ideal against this support. It depends. With good creep play, I think it's really good because you can just run it at the supports, but a lot of burst damage potential. That can be tough for you to deal with in the laning phase. Void Spirit, I mean, I gotta say, I like what PuckChamp's got so far. It's pretty straightforward, and they have last pick carry. So...
Well, their lanes are very, very set, right? They have already the wave clear to deal with the Darkseer lane. They have the presence of offlane Centaur Lion. I think for Gambit, what they're leaning towards, their supports now are going to be hard to kill. If they're the ones running into the fight first, you have to eat through the Nyx, the Carapace, the Ench, the Heal, the tank.
Knowing no one, it's a DP, an SF, a DK, or a Kunkka. They go PA first. Okay, so...
Yeah, Void Spirit, Lion, and Void Spirit will feed to this for sure.
That's the danger of picking the 2 squishy spellcasters. Because now the PA value, it's not even about the lane, it's not about how you're scaling, it's that you just straight up 2 or 3 shot these heroes late in the game. Forces them to go for Ghost Scepters instead of accelerating items.
I guess you are covered by the fact that normally in these type of lineups, the disconnect between initiators and supports is often quite clear. But with Centaur, with Stampede, and like a Pipe and these auras, he at least kind of indirectly buffs up his supports to potentially outplay that jump, right? PA jumps in, you Stampede, 1 stun, disconnect, you're already far enough away to not get jumped again. No. But it's very precision-based.
Cap, I want your opinion. Which draft do you think is most good?
The goodliest draft here.
Yes, the goodliest one, please.
I'm a big fan of PuckChamp because I don't like AS Monaco's opener.
We're on the same page.
I do not like double melee lanes in the offlane. I particularly don't like it. I think the Darkseer plus melee 4 position is overdone. I think you're a lot more dependent on your carry and mid to be utilizing Ion Shell and Surge, which they do have with PA, but we'll see what their mid is.
I'd love to see a Conquer for Gambit in that last pick. Everything you just described, the weakness is basically the cheap lockdown to localize the fight and to ensure that you get the good Darkseer spells or the PA jump, right? And I feel Conquer's tanky enough, especially when you know you're playing into Void Spirit, to kind of to fit that role. Or you could just go for like an Ember Spirit as well and just go for high pace aggression. But
I really like DK, man. I think DK I've always loved it with Darkseer just because you get that little bit of extra damage to make you more of a threat, even if you're outside of DK form. But I feel like tower pressure would be really nice for Gambit.
Someone to play around. I guess that's kind of the main build to go for.
Fogged is asking for Sand King. That's not good.
They need, in the words of many NA talent, the dangler. And I don't think Sand King dangles in such a sense.
No, I think they need a Tangler.
A Tangler?
Yeah,
you want to get it up in the mix and
you need a
get ready to rumble?
A Tangling Dangler.
What about a Bangle?
You need a
Bangle?
They're not hunting with bait. They've got a harpoon. They need the harpoon.
But they have a big net already, though. With
Lord of the Sea?
Oh, wow. He's a Dangler.
Damn. I don't know how to feel about
Look at the reaction, though, from PuckChamp. They're like, Doom.
With Darkseer, it's a pretty formidable... it's a pretty damn formidable hero.
This is going to be a beautiful timing with, like, Phase Drum BKB Doom, Darkseer with an Axe, and then PA. Maybe if he skips the battlefield and just goes pure like Deso, that timing is going to be so hard to play into.
It's certainly a Ags Rush Darkseer game, if there was one. Like, this is... You've got a lot of shield targets.
Well,
you're trying to peek, and a lot of pressure, I think.
They go for a Wraith King. So PuckChamp, once again, they kind of go... This time, they have much better laning presence.
Yeah.
But they are very much subscribed to the idea of survive aggression, outscale, and win the bigger fights later. I don't know if that idea works, though, with how kind of poor your performance was in game 1.
It's tricky, too. Like, Wraith King into Darkseer has never been one of my favorites. You're going to just steal the aura. You get the huge hard-hitting illusion.
Bonk.
And if you go Radiance... Well, that's just, you just can't, actually. You can't go Radiance. So it'll be the Armlet build, which, in a way, actually it works. You go the Armlet, maybe the Echo, Deso, MKB after the BKB. You got a lot of options as crit here.
This game just feels like game 1, kind of. Like, PuckChamp, they're playing for a later timing. Gambit have kind of identified windows in which they can have better team timings early on. And we'll be looking at, once again, how does Gambit utilize Roshan to get their draft from not being able to buy farming items to play well, get Aegis, and then really force it home. And if they miss that beat, then sure, PuckChamp, they're going to have a really nice time taking these later fights.
Do you feel like it's too slow in that regard? Weren't we kind of concerned that PuckChamp wasn't taking enough control of the game early?
I think the main difference here is their laning presence. They have simpler ways to farm. You've got Grimstroke Wraith King against a Darkseer, just push it out. You've got a Centaur Lion lane, very strong, and that alone is a much better showing than the previous game where they're absent in 2 of their lanes.
It's ride or die with the Darkseer.
Okay, ride or die with the Darkseer. And of course, if I'm going to be ride or dying with anybody in a casting pair, it's going to be OD Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Cap. Yes, game 2 now, as we get ourselves ready here for PuckChamp versus AS Monaco Gambit. Fog, what do you make of these drafts?
Fun. Lots of greed coming out from the side of PuckChamp, and they did pick the Wraith King into the Darkseer. This is something that people were doing a lot. They were picking Darkseer versus Wraith King because it does force him to do a little bit of a weirder playstyle with itemization because you don't want to go Radiance. So I do like it. And they pick the Void Spirit, and they already had Centaur, so immediately, you know where the Void Spirit's going to go anyway, but it gives them a lot of time to set up this counter picks here for AS Monaco Gambit, and they picked Void Spirit into Nyx. I love playing Nyx versus Void Spirit. You get free, easy setups all the time onto him, so we'll see how it's going to end up working out for them. I also feel like they're quite single target heavy on the side of PuckChamp in comparison. This Darkseer Nyx always going to be able to give you these crazy amounts of AoE, while I do feel like PuckChamp does have a little bit more single target themselves.
Until we get the crazy late game Ags line with the Soulbind.
Absolutely, the double finger stacks and everything. As Afterlife, he is definitely dead. A nice, very nice first move here from PuckChamp to get themselves started.
Yeah, I'm getting the money going the way of Desperate as well.
Oof, the dream.
Very nice for his mid lane.
Yeah, and they do have, I mean, they do have some good lanes, to be honest, right? Like this Lion Centaur, tried and tested. PA is one of the better heroes, same thing with like Enchantress to deal with that type of pressure. PA actually does fares pretty decently versus Centaur, because if you look, your base damage, Centaur 66, PA is 62. It's pretty decent. Centaur also a little bit more vulnerable to straight up like hardcore physical damage, and that's what PA and Enchantress will be able to provide. I didn't get to, what did Snake have? Does he have the Blightstone? He actually did not start the Blightstone on the Enchantress, which I have seen some of the times, even if you are 5, to be able to really hurt these like Centaur tanky offlaners with lower armor. But they don't have a solution for the creep this time. As we did see last time, AS Monaco Gambit, they saw the Enchantress, they pick Mirana. So you can always just arrow the big camp and you don't have to deal with that crazy laning pressure. So I wonder if they're going to be able to deal with the lane pressure this time, because Enchantress is king of lanes. It's been like that for a very long time, how much you can secure the farm of your carry.
And in this mid lane, does the Doom actually come out ahead? Can does the Void Spirit not beat the Doom in a 1v1?
I don't think so. You just get so much natural gold from Devour, and the base damage advantage is quite massive. You have like 9 to 10 more.
But you're very
swing animation
as the
is
Void Spirit, you know what I mean? I feel like this is a hero that can out CS even those with a higher amount of damage. And if you use smart movements of the pulse, if you're setting up the creep, so you know you're getting more than one at the same time, and you're forcing the Doom to have to make decisions on which way he's swinging that big old blade.
You do have a, I mean, that's why Void Spirit for a long time was just picked versus any matchup, right? Your animation is so beautiful. You have double ways to push out waves too, but there's Devour. So I feel like, yeah, Desperate's gonna farm, but no one is probably gonna come out even just a little bit more ahead just because Devour and just being Doom. And you can trade right clicks. You can actually trade with Desperate pretty easily here. 2 armor Void Spirit versus nearly 6 armor on the Doom. Makes it quite a bit harder. Immediately hits level 2, knowing he's putting pressure on. He wants to double up the wave versus the Void Spirit. This is smart, and this is Desperate who got first blood. Important to point out, he's going to have a very early bottle coming out, so this is cool. Doubling up wave, he has to utilize that double wave at its maximum, though, to deny some creeps away, as he only misses 2 here. And let's see if Desperate can get them all. Ooh, losing a range creep already.
With the steps, he should be able to
deny, no one, he's killing it.
Deny the other range creep too. See if he sticks around for it.
Nah, he's level 2. You don't want to get hit by an 8th Remnant. Oh, but he doesn't get the last hit. 3 last hits to the 6 and 2 of no one.
Right, okay. And no one doing a very good job then.
Yeah. And let's see these other lanes. How are we doing? Astral up top with Melez. Great start for the first few levels for sure. The Centaur is going to be able to get his stick up right away. Brought it instantly versus that PA, so he should be able to farm up here. But I don't think they can put too much pressure onto Dream himself. He also should free farm as the PA.
And we'll see. Obviously, we have had today a very good showing from Iceberg on his mid-Doom.
Oh, Dukaus, he's getting blocked in.
It is actually. This.
Oh, he gets body blocked again a second time. He's dead.
Oh, and with the vacuum.
Oh. The attack? Ah. Okay. Took a second.
They'll get him.
Now, Krelot's also burning pretty low. Huge creep advantage down here again.
Yeah, they can dive in on him.
They absolutely will. Immersion salving up 2 to force an auto attack. They're actually gonna...
They don't have enough damage. Yeah, not quite having the mana to throw anything else out on Krelot, so he'll be fine. Still a heavy amount of pressure already coming out here. Very early on that bottom lane.
They did have to burn a lot of mana, though, as you said. Afterlife, he has to kind of sit in the tree line now, just claritying up, bringing his bottle. So he'll lose out on quite a lot of last hits because of that, even though they do get the kill. Maybe does hurt them a little bit more in the long run, even though they got it. As Wraithkin gets every single last hit under the tower there. Nicely done by Krelot. 16 and 4, barely missing any. Astral.
Oh,
stick and Fairy Fire. And we are seeing now that Blightstone plus those auto attacks really coming into play. These low armor heroes plus the pure damage impetus. They do start getting forced away. They do have a good amount of... Actually, they don't have a salve on them, so now they're actually quite...
Oh, they got one coming out?
In quite some pain. They do have one coming out on the Lion, but they might need 2 salves.
Yeah.
Does have the Ring of Health, which is good, but they might commit for the kill onto him. Is again bottom.
Let's see if they can get the job done this time, Carlos. He's going to get taken out.
And Krelot too, he didn't ink swell the Wraith King, he ink swelled himself. So now Krelot dies too because they don't even have the stun to push him away.
You're right, if he ink swelled the Wraith King there, he may not have died.
Ooh.
Well, no, I guess he would have still died, but Krelot would have probably had the chance to bring down someone with him.
Yeah, or just Krelot at least lives.
Krelot lives, yeah.
Away. It's a double kill instead. And now Bottle is going to come out for Afterlife, and yeah, now they have level 2 Ion Shell as well. This lane going a lot better than expected here for the Darkseer and Nyx. Haven't seen these double melees doing so well, but I guess Monaco Gambit definitely making it work with the first 2 picks.
And in this sort of game, how early can a Afterlife afford to rush the Ags? You know, can he go for it first item?
I think he could. Actually.
Yeah, you could play
I
for,
think they
sort
can
of that greedy element.
It gets a good timing too, because he has the Doom to lead the charge. Sometimes the Darkseer wants to be the one to soak stuff, so he goes like his Mech and Greaves and he soaks stuff. But I mean, both options are still viable for sure. But I think he can actually just go for the Ags this game, and then that'll enable the PA.
Yeah.
So much more. Same thing with the Doom. So we'll see which approach he takes.
No, seeing Sneko doing a really nice job of just making so much space for his PA.
And we're seeing mid, even though Desperate did get the first blood, he's keeping up. It's very close, though. No one is having just a slight advantage, which will grow quite quickly from how great Devour is.
Sure, and I guess even when the 6 is there for Desperate, unlikely he's going to have the burst to take down no one on his own.
They might find Sneko here, though. He's pushing him away with the Wild Wing, though. And he keeps making Melees like forced the movements over here. Now they do bring the Salve up. It took him a while to get these 2 Salves to at least bring that Centaur in a healthy spot.
Oh, Astro. Can Astro get the kill here?
Oh. Fairy Fire. Oh, no, Astro now.
Oh, he's the one in trouble now instead.
The regen. Oh, Desperate comes in and at least gets it. The regen from the Satyr Tormentor actually was keeping him alive, that extra HP bonus.
Yeah, nice pick up though for Desperate. Yep. Not having to stray too far away from the lane to get himself a kill.
Yep, and they get the kill before they do die. As Krelot got the Inkswell. But he's starting to burn a little bit. Now the Ion Shell is onto Immersion as well, so the burn is coming a little bit faster. As Immersion gets the stun, and now Ducalis might just go down. He sure is.
Yeah, another kill. I mean, this bottom lane is just getting kill after kill after kill. We'll see mid. We'll try and make the guy known. Even with the backup of the Lion, it's not enough control and burst at this stage to really threaten no one anywhere much further than half of his HP.
Do push him away from the room, but look at the move no one makes. He's like, okay, now I know where your supports are positioned. I see you get bottom room, I steal your bounty. Great move, and he's even making the move up. He might actually be able to get Melees. Oh yeah, he's gonna get him.
Melees is
very far up.
Does he even? I don't think he even needs to use Doom. There's no level 6.
Oh, he's gone.
I guess he will. Yeah, plays it safe.
They did.
They do need the damage. Yeah, he is pretty tanky indeed with the Vanguard.
Give it to PA.
Oh.
What? No one wants it. Okay, fine.
So it seemed like he was hesitating because he wanted Dream to take it, but
I think it's probably like Snakeo's gonna take my kill. Oh no, the Centaur.
Yeah,
it's mine.
Maybe maximizing the amount of time that the Centaur's not doing anything. You know, the quicker you kill him, the quicker he respawns. You know, might as well, just keep him useless as long as you can.
They may find no one here. With the room from Desperate as well, too, if he's got an Astral Step, should be able to connect. Yeah, they got him. Oh, the Argon. Okay, I was about to say the Ice Ogre.
Yeah, that nearly made the difference.
Trying to get a return kill here with the 2 of them will be a bit difficult, though. Okay, and we do see Krelot. He's queued up, of course. He's going to go Armlet, especially in this game since you are playing versus Darkseer.
Yeah, 6 for 3. Slight advantage for S Monaco Gambit so far in the opening. Astral and Ducalis, they're trying to see if they can set up onto Sneko.
He's got Raindrop and 6 wand charges. This might be a little bit harder than they think. Doesn't get the heal off though to start it off. Can they chain stun him down? Oh, with Desperate over here. Okay, they will be able to.
Oh, this is nice. You know, they keep setting up and finding action just close enough for Desperate to easily get involved.
Oh, and now Dream. They're trying to go for him with the Stampede. He did just use his Phantom Strike, and they should be able to connect onto him.
That's some very nice rotations here for Ducalis and Astral.
Oh, but Astral!
That was
the creep. Okay.
Probably doesn't mind going down there anyway. Gets himself a reset.
No.
But yeah, the support movements, they're getting stuff done here.
Yeah, and making Desperate move around a little bit too, getting him more involved. His net worth is looking really good, 3,900 to the 4,200 of the Doom. And we did see Dream. He is going Battle Fury. So it's not going to be some like timing where they all hit together with like Deso, Ags, BKB, Doom, etc. All these 3 items. The Ags, of course, for the Darkseer. So it's going to be a little bit of a different start, at least for him. It's going to be a lot more of a greedy one.
I like it. As I was saying sort of earlier today, I feel that the...
Desperate.
Right, he's popping off.
He's killing it right now.
3-0-2. Desperate. Making the moves. Astral. He's got Desperate swinging across.
Sure does.
Maybe get immersion here.
Thinking about it, the Doom is back up though.
Yeah,
they should know that as well. As Dream even rotating down, they'll get pushed away.
Well, Desperate's playing it really, really nice.
Yeah. Great early game from him. Oh, and he's changed it on Krelab, by the way. He's like, okay, you know what? It's this type of game. I see he's queuing Battle Fury. I'm going Midas.
You've got to have something to match it.
Yep, and that's kind of, I mean, that is how PuckChamp does want to play, right? They want to play for the greedy style. So I don't know. I guess the thing about the Battle Fury, I think PA is the best one that can still buy it.
I think it is the best character.
Yeah.
Excluding AM, because
sure,
we don't see AM and AM's not great.
Yep.
You know, out of the relevant carries, yeah, PA is definitely the one that you can make the best argument for.
Yeah. Definitely not liking it in favor on every single hero anymore.
No,
though.
no, like on your trolls, your jugs, yeah, I'm definitely feeling that we're not seeing that being the item of choice at all anymore.
Yeah.
But on PA, it still absolutely has its value.
Good aggressive move onto the mid tower here early on. That's really nice to make space for their Wraith King. You see Melez taking the bottom lane. Does he have his hood pretty much done? Soon. He's actually just going the cloak and maybe just rushing the blink so they can make more group moves, more aggressive plays. Immersion and Afterlife. They're looking for a play themselves.
Yeah, they want to get something done with the Doom.
Yeah, Afterlife actually going for hood first, so maybe the magic damage that he's been getting hit by is a little overwhelming for him.
Okay.
Melez.
Well, there's.
Are they going to doom him? No one thought about it. But now Stampede's been used. Okay, he's going to use it.
He's going to drop it.
But that doesn't mean Desperate's free
and
to
the counter plays in. Yeah, Desperate comes in with a big two-man Astral step there, getting them burst very low. They have to back off, but Dream actually finds the crits. Can they get more out of this? They've lost Astral. Dagger out onto Melez. He should tick out to the Doom, and in fact, Dream's actually able to get in and get the last hit on him. So another kill for the PA. And SM Gambit get more out of this. The Carlist and Desperate surrounded. The stun comes out. Desperate getting low. Good jump for Dream to avoid things well stun. To stimulate for Desperate, but the crits are coming in. He's off to the side. Desperate still alive somehow. Afterlife's going to come searching for him. They bring down to Carlist. Desperate's not even going to be able to make it out, as SM Gambit will find him in the trees.
And he did use his TP, so it won't be able to get back on the map out as fast. It was close, but not quite. And look how much he did do a ton of damage, but honestly, that Doom was actually quite good. Even though the Stampede was used, Melez is a problem for them to deal with. He would get like 2 or 3 stuns potentially off in the fight. Do actually like it. And even the ice armor, we see that coming into play. They're taking like no damage when tower's hitting them because they all have this plus, what, like plus like 5 armor? Yeah, plus 5 armor now that it is.
No, because that was not necessarily an easy fight for SM Gambit, but they did play it very well, and due to that, actually able to come out quite significantly on top of PuckChamp with that move.
3 kills and the tower, and Dream is the one who gets 2 of them, so Battle Fury timing is enabled much faster. He's actually going to have it pretty soon because of that. That's quite huge. And he does have the Possessed Mask too, kind of the Dream for Dream.
Oh.
Stampede. Afterlife. Ooh.
A nice little vacuum.
That's a level 1 one also. That was beautiful. Yeah, tip him first. That was sick. Wow.
That's the Stampede down for a failed attempt at the life of a Darkseer.
Very nice. That must have been just on the edge of it too, the cast. Oh, that's beautiful.
They know that Krillit's alive.
He is so far up by himself. Oh my lord.
I mean, they're TPing over.
They're bringing the Lion.
Can they help him?
They're bringing everybody.
He's down once. We've got the wall down. See if Desperate and Astral can do anything to help him. They're going to jump over towards Afterlife. They get the pullback with the Remnant. Burst out from the finger. Afterlife, he'll fall.
And now no one. They keep the Ink Swell onto him too.
Chasing on. Immersion. He's going to line up a nice 2-man stun. Give no one a little bit of extra time to back away. So, as deep as he was, PuckChamp are able to come in and bail Kreeler out of there. They'll get him away and actually are able to take a kill themselves. So it's a good reaction there from PuckChamp.
So quick the way that they did move. It's literally like everybody swung around. They TP'd top just because of that. Wraith King needing to bail him out. Does mean that Dream will be able to finish up that Battle Fury at a good time. So they are hunting the Wraith King a little bit more than the PA is getting hunted. And now it's time for Dream to do his thing. Does he have stacks ready? Just a double stack and just 2 double stacks. So at least something.
We'll be going straight for that BKB next. The impossible game to play the team fights against, the amount of control they have. Pretty much, 5 elements of stuns or silences.
Yeah. That's going to be really nice, especially if he's going to be ink swelled also, or sorry, ion shelled into the fights too. They're going to have good double BKB timings probably coming up pretty soon.
And it is a little concerning for PuckChamp because as much as the scaling will be there for the Wraith King with the Midas, I do for this is a pretty good game for a late game PA. Like PA, BKB, not a whole lot that PuckChamp can really do about that. You know, even Wraith King himself, until he has an MKB, which of course isn't going to come anytime soon, you're just not going to be able to fight back at the PA during the BKB.
No, definitely not. And you will be susceptible also. It's like, sure, he'll at least have armor, at least for the armor, but you are a bit susceptible to just straight up physical damage as immersion. Now he knows there's a sentry there.
Yeah.
Able to back himself away. And he is going to start maxing Carapace, 2 points in stun. I like that he maxes Carapace when you're playing versus Void Spirit and Grimstroke. Easy ways to set up stuns. And you're playing versus Centaur. As people have seen, of course, you can Vendetta, pop your Carapace, you hit him, Retaliate hits you back, you can stun him and set things up nicely. So some really good potential for Immersion in this game to do some predicting plays and just stop aggression that can come out from PuckChamp as it's next. No one. So tanky.
Yeah, it's kind of at the point where bursting him is not really possible unless you land absolutely everything.
Yep.
He's always going to be able to walk away.
And seeing the ice armor, like it really makes such a big difference of them trying to go for any type of these aggressive plays. Does push him away. Melis though, he did show his blink dagger. It was put onto him while he was showing himself in the mid lane, so they should know that a move is going to be coming soon. But this could be a nice wraparound. They want Dream.
And no one does have Doom up, of course, and BKB as well. So they have to be clean about this PuckChamp. Otherwise, ASM Gambit will turn.
They find the Nyx. But not the most desirable turn. And they did see the PA walking up into the Ancients, so didn't look to make the hit onto Dream. So he'll be happy. No one. He's taking a stroll, but might get caught here.
He's got
Blink?
BKB CP.
Okay, he should be right. Take the Ruin and then TP. And he taunts them as well. I like it. No one feeling nice and confident with that new fresh BKB. And as we said, you know, they put that aggressive ward down, which is nice, from PuckChamp to be able to watch the Ancient area, but the PA just walks up, they get a kill on Nyx, and PA is able to scurry away, get this good timing.
I'll see what they can find out here in the mid lane.
Still looking for
no one. He really wants to go and drop the Doom, and he will find a target here. Steps up. They've got the Sensor. I'll see the attempt to jump onto Snake on the side, but Snake is just
so
walking it off.
He's got a Holy Lock.
They can't take him out. Dream's ready to swing him from the side, jumps in, finishes off the Sensor. They have got the Soulbind combo, and they're focusing down Dream. Burst comes out from the finger. They will bring Dream down in return. So PuckChamp able to hit back. Kreelat still with the Reincarnate, ready to go. The wall's been dropped down. Afterlife trying to get out of there, but with the Hex and the Lockdown, they'll take out the Dark Seer as well, as PuckChamp will take the team fight.
Nice fight, and Dream kind of just jumping himself to his death. Jumping into all of these heroes at this point when there's a line, you don't have BKB. I don't know, that was a little bit crazy.
It was risky.
Dream. Yeah, I didn't really... Thought he should just continue to farming. He's been having a very free time. I didn't think that he should join that one there.
No, the temptation was there. You know, Centaur was very low. He wants to pick up that bonus from getting the kill. I think Centaur would probably have died to the Doom anyway, so it wasn't necessary. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, until he has that BKB, those sort of plays, they're never going to pay off. Sure, you find a kill, but you're absolutely dying to this lineup pre-BKB. Every single team fight if you're the PA.
Yeah, Soulbind and the leash is always going to be problematic for you too. Even when you get BKB, you have to be a little bit careful of where you do position and jump in. And now there's already a blink. Astral actually gets his up at a pretty good timing. So now they do have some nice combos that they can do with that Grimstroke, also with the Soulbind, some double hexes and whatnot. And just more forms of initiation for the side of PuckChamp. But now blink is done for a Doom. No one hitting ridiculous item timings per usual as Dooms.
Immersion. I mean, the rest, they're not quite close enough to really follow him up on this.
But if he sees Centaur, that means it's very unlikely that they're ganking somewhere else. That's the main one. As Seneko gets gone on again. He's still quite tanky, but is he tanky enough? No. Oh, boom.
Crit comes in.
Bottom.
They'll look for the counter play, though. Make a move onto the Centaur.
The Carapace play. This Vendetta into Carapace, hit him. He gets stunned. Very nice. As Kreelat, no one is watching him right now. With this ward on the high ground, Ducalis is spotted as well. No one's going to go for him.
It's going to start the fight. They've got the backup swinging back around after that kill. They picked up onto the Centaur. Kreelat, he's trying to go for this, but Kreelat, there's no fight for him to be had here. As unless he's somehow able to get away. He's actually going to no. Dream's able to jump in, take him out the once. They should have a good shot at taking him down a second time. A nice vacuum, dragging him back into the wall to get another illusion out. As Kreela, Stampede's popped. Actually enough to save him here. Kreela, they've got the vision for the dagger. They're still in, but Melis is in with the stomp. Kreela, he's being backed up. They're actually able to get him out. Kreela will live. They'll lose the Desperate's voice spray instead, but PuckChamp actually able to come together, and Kreela able to walk away from the entire lineup of ASM Gambit.
I bet no one's a little disappointed in them because he actually did a fantastic job of zoning them away as the Doom. He was controlling both the Lion and the Void Spirit up on the high ground on the left to be able to prevent Desperate from getting any like quad man silences with that Aghanim. So Wraith being able to get away, and yeah, I think no one's maybe probably, come on team. I left you guys alone to finish that kill off and you couldn't. But either way, still a great move for them. Is now mid.
Think of the jump.
They got the kill,
and with the
maybe.
finger, they've got the burst.
They do. And now Immersion. Whoop. Also likely to go down here. Quick Phantom, quick stuns, quick control. Great sentry usage there.
Yeah, very nice and necessary move there from PuckChamp, as overall they are still a little behind. Dream
commits the BKB for a kill onto the Lion. At least he gets it. Seneko. Oh, the Holy Locket, the heals. Desperate really wants him, but this is a very pesky, obnoxious Enchantress with this type of healing.
Yeah, and it's not going to get any easier once he sort of has his next item on the Enchantress. That's just sort of no longer going to be a target, really, that the Void Spirit ever feels good jumping.
No. And he's always going to be able to feed Holy Lockets and Solar Crest and whatnot to his carry to be able to protect them a lot. Yeah, this is definitely really strong. And he also has Nether Shawl. We got to point that out onto the Enchantress, too. So it doesn't have any type of cloak, but he's got so much built-in magic res from his level 10 talent in that Shawl. He's going to be pesky. It's going to be really annoying to just take out of the fight. Kreela, he is going to be building toward the AC, but we know what that means. There's Darkseer on the other side. So AC is going to be given to the side of AS Monaco Gambit later on.
And they've got a PA. I mean, PA's going to be very happy having the AC buff.
That's why it's so tough to pick a hero like Wraith King into Darkseer a lot of times, because Radiance is off the menu. If you go any auras, it just makes it that much better for the opposing side. So this could end up hurting them quite a bit, but he needs armor, right? He does need some type of solution versus PA. So you can see why he wants to go for it. But
just got to go for that next level player backpacking the AC.
While the wall goes.
That's
and then he just dies.
That's what these professional players should be capable of. We'll see.
And it's gonna Dream is gonna have Desolator and level 18 finished up in a moment too. So he's gonna be killing these two supports in particular on the side of PuckChamp. They're just gonna evaporate. So definitely gonna be seeing them need to build these Ghost Scepters, any type of survivability on them. That does mean that they're gonna have no Solar Crest builder on their side unless the Centaur ends up going for it for the Wraith King. And he needs one. He absolutely needs a Solar Crest this game to be buffing him up versus PA.
I mean, they'll probably get this rush.
Yeah, they might.
ASM Gambit aren't in the position at all to head over here.
This is a huge move.
Yeah,
this is quite nice.
I think they're getting away with it. I mean, they are smoked to SM Gambit. They're starting to head over.
They might.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
Uh-oh. No one?
It's going to be close. Oh, no, it's so low.
He blinks into the Remnant, though.
He blinks into the Remnant. He blinks into the Remnant, but the stun comes out. And Immersion able to give them the time to get the BKB off, and now they're ready to turn. As no one's able to put the BKB, they bring down the Centaur. Roshan still standing. Doom's down onto Desperate. Triple kill for Dream.
God.
No one able to step in time, and then Immersion with a fantastic stun gives the space for Nod to get the BKB off. As ASM Gambit, they'll take the fight, they'll take the roast, give him the rampage. There it is. They get everything.
And that just might be the game in one swift move. They can't burst no one. The follow-up stun from Immersion, and then he gets a three-man hoof stomp right afterwards with his, Centaur War Stomp, whatever you want to call it.
Look at this. Look at this.
Close.
The Remnant setup was big brain. You know, the EEU is going to go for this jump play, and hadn't this move come in from Immersion, they would have been able to burst him. They would have had enough to keep him chain stunned, but that gives him the chance to put the BKB, and there from then on out, ASM Gambit able to clean up the fight in the literal Dream fashion. He gets every single kill. The rampage is his. And that could not have gone any better.
No.
A textbook move and takeaway of the Roshan advantage.
Oof. All those small things coming into play. Medallions and heals is another 3-man vacuum.
I do. They've got the setup. Dream. He's
Oh,
ready.
man.
He's just cleaning them
my
up.
God,
He's just cleaning them up.
Next, Desperate.
Oh, he's
gets
gotta
hit by
run.
big mana burn, has to run away.
I mean, yeah, that whole last minute could not have hurt any more for PuckChamp.
Nope.
That hurts big time.
Huge timings now. I mean, so many items coming out for pretty much everybody. Seneco's got Solar. Dream had just finished Desolator.
Yep.
He now has SNY coming too.
Yes. Oh boy, that was a rough moment for PuckChamp in a game where it was looking pretty good for them.
It was.
They get away with that Roche, they probably would have even been slightly ahead. But wasn't to be. ASM Gambit, excellent timing with the smoke, put it completely to a stop. And now Dream is just completely out of control, as you say, just pretty much propelled a complete item ahead of anyone else in the game, at least.
Yeah. And also, like this, for Void Spirit, now the game becomes near impossible because you can't burst most targets down. They're either going to doom you, or you're going to get mana burn twice in a fight. Since this Nyx has maxed the mana burn, if you get hit by 2 mana burns, you can't cast like any spells. It's like 500 plus mana that's gone each time. So, yeah, game for Desperate looking quite impossible as Monaco Gambit. Now, yeah, Solar Crest, SNY, they're just going to cruise, swing across the map constantly looking for any fight.
Oh, yeah, then that Dream will kill everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody is surviving against the PA right now.
Nope, even claiming the Ancients in 2 swings. Also, level 20, as we said, MKB won't be on the horizon for a long time for Wraith King, and he's queued up the AC. There's now the Blur talent. He's got ridiculous evasion. Really no hope for Krylot, really.
Oh, here we have it. They found him.
Immersion wants the bigger ones. He wants the supports.
Oh,
and he gets the Carapace.
The Carapace! As Desperate, he's got to be careful. Dagger comes out. Onto the line goes down. Desperate will be able to bring down Immersion.
Pretty decent.
And Desperate's got a few jumps left as well, so I don't think these two will be able to find him. Ooh.
Okay, he's
nothing to interrupt, though. Vacuum still on cooldown.
No one. He just throws the Doom onto a Grimstroke, because why not? See you later. And he's just going to steal the outpost, too. That's when you know you're winning the game.
Yeah,
he even
he
gets
doesn't need the Doom for the big heroes.
Yeah. But
he can drop them for these solo kill opportunities. I mean, Krylot, he's got to be careful.
No.
Dream's turned up. Krylot needs backup.
Desperate's there. Okay, good. He'll be able to bail him a little bit out there as no one continues wanting to chase.
They got vision for the dagger they're in. Oh,
nice double stun.
Good counterplay with the Who Stomp. They're taking out no one. Can they take out Dream, though? Dream is the big threat. As Dream picks up another. Krylot's lost his first life. He's on the verge of losing the second one as Dream moves in. The BKB does come to an end. A BKB is not necessary there for Dream to still make the final jump over to Krylot. As Desperate will run, Dream hot on the chase. Have they got anything on the way down for him? They do. Stun set up for Immersion. As it really is feeling like an impossible game, unfortunately, for PuckChamp after that Roshan move. This is ASM Gambit in full control. Dream just taking over 17-2-5.
Perfect. Yeah. The dream game, obviously, for
Yeah, absolutely.
it's beautiful. And you see Seneco just taunting while in the fights. He's just solo cresting, holy locketing, healing up his buddy as he just rips them all to shreds.
So maybe a bit 2 racks here. They could keep pushing in on the mid if they want to. I mean, obviously under no pressure, it does feel like a game where ASM Gambit have got many ways out of it right now.
Oh yeah, they could make
like chill,
10 mistakes.
Do what they want.
Honestly, they could make so many mistakes in this game at this point. It's no hope for Wraith King, really. As the AC will turn against you too. Now they've even got a Shivas as well on the Doom too. Yeah, this is looking quite impossible. And they're still just sitting here. Afterlife, he's got wall, he's got vacuum at the ready. It's full Greaves.
And they're in. So if they can burst Dream, they're throwing everything down. Picks over the vacuum
no.
into the 4-man combo there. Beautiful stuff.
Okay, on
that's
see you later.
That is absolutely it. Yep, GG's called. You can't play on after that.
Nope.
As ASM Gambit just pulling on a complete show from that Roshan onwards. Just full control. And Dream having the... this is the sort of game that you wish for when you're playing the PA. You're just able to come in and completely destroy them. They couldn't do anything against him. And, of course, a lot of it down to just some fantastic setup and all in all, just a great draft that AS Monaco Gambit seemed completely comfortable with.
That's the word, the exact word I was going to use. They opened up with this Darkseer Nyx. They did such a way better job than I thought was going to actually happen bottom. They got so many kills down there. The Grimstroke, couple mistakes for sure, not ink swelling. The Wraith King maybe one of these 2 times got like killed. But yeah, great execution from them and immersion. His Nyx Assassin is something to fear, and I mean, Dream, his PA's still going to be good. That's why we see it picked up in this type of matchup versus Centaurs. You are able to actually have a pretty good game. You're always going to have that damage, and great game plan.
I believe PA it's one of the heroes in this region, one of the carries in the region that does have one of the highest win rates.
It does.
I think the win rates, I mean, it's in the 80, maybe even closing on the 90% win rate now.
That's a lot of V-Tune, of course, right? He wins like every game on the PA, but it is a hot hero here for sure, and they know how to play around it. They did a great job of just enabling him perfectly. So great last pick, the Doom. No one. He knew how to tank things. Even if he died a couple times, he knew how to like put the pressure on and just make the space for them.
Yeah, I feel like we should be expected to sort of see more of these Doom mids here in this region. Something they were doing before. This hero's only got nerfed, you know, so buffed. You know, the Devour buff just makes it more of an insane farmer, and you're able to have such an impact. No one, again, for the second time today, these Doom mids are getting to show us the strengths of the hero in this capacity. And so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. With that victory, AS Monaco Gambit, the series, it's theirs. 2-0 against PuckChamp.
They're absolutely right. That now puts Phantom Assassin at 8 wins over the course of 9 games. Very impressive. This hero certainly is taking over this region in particular, and AS Monaco Gambit seems to be on the run back. Nice 2-0 for them to be able to close out this series. We'll hopefully get an interview with one of them after the break.